Alrighty, folks. Hello there. This is Alan recording another comprehensive Magic the Gathering Arena draft video. So, I'm really excited about Neon Dynasty. Did a couple of paper sealeds already, and I have to say it's been a blast. Not too refined on the draft yet. I did one of them and didn't turn out. It was okay. I got up to 4 wins, but it still wasn't. I'm not exactly confident on where my top commons stand or what archetypes I should lean towards, but from everything I'm seeing, I think it's a pretty balanced format, and you have the tools to play aggro, play control, mid-range, tempo, even 4 to 5 colors if you like. So I think it's a really healthy format with maybe green slightly better than the rest of the other colors, but um, from what I've seen so far and played, there's good commons and great uncommons in all 5 of the colors. But with that being said, I'm not confident into jumping into Premier Draft Neon Dynasty, but I will make a video in eventually, maybe tomorrow or even an hour or so if I feel like I want to jump into this. But with 5K gold, I think it's time for us to do a little bit more flashback drafts, and quick draft Midnight Hunt is out. So yeah, I don't mind diving back into this. And there's still a couple of archetypes I would like to explore, but mainly I don't think I've showcased any black-white yet. I haven't had too much. I did showcase some blue-green decks, but some of them weren't successful. But for the most part, if you're drafting Midnight Hunt, you want to lean towards blue as much as possible, and the blue-black or blue-white, given how powerful the commons are. But yeah, let's do this. This is essentially a double feature 1.0 and double features Midnight Hunt 2.0, since you essentially followed almost the same rubric in Midnight Hunt, where you want to be in blue and take Organ Hoarders, Revenge of the Drowns, Falcon Abominations, etc. But yeah, we'll see. We'll give this a shot. Do a quick bot draft, and then jump into Neon Dynasty and pack one, pick one. What do we have here? The rare is not unplayable, but it does require a lot of green to get going. Still not a card I'm happy to first pick, but if I end up base green, this is a decent rare to have access to, and even in a late game, it's not that bad, since if you're able to pump up your creature's power and toughness, sometimes you can just get in for lethal. And then it says at the beginning of each combat, so at the opponent's turn, your creatures can grow large enough to also just block anything the opponent has. So yeah, not a bad rare, but not a very exciting one, and it's a bit of a build around. And also in terms of color preferences, I think green is the worst color in this format. It was worse in all. I mean, green was the worst color in double feature and Midnight Hunt, so not necessarily the most healthy, balanced formats prior to Neon Dynasty. So if I was to take this, I would just force myself into blue-green essentially. Since that's the only green deck I like in Midnight Hunt. There's Ambitious Farmhand as a great white uncommon. Nice 2-for-1, finds you a plane, and then later becomes a 3/3 lifelink, assuming you can enable Coven and transform this. But great in any white deck. But I'm probably just going to be taking the Diagraph Horde here, the second best black common in the set, and definitely one of the top 10 commons, if not the top 5 commons of the set. I would rate this the third best common behind a Static Awakener. So yeah, great card. Makes 2/2 Decayed Zombie tokens, and then hopefully we can end up black blue or white black, since I think those are top tier 1. So we'll take Diagraph Horde, and just really great value and pretty push for a common, honestly. So easy Diagraph Horde. After taking Diagraph Horde, if I end up blue-black, I don't necessarily like Overwhelmed Archivist that much, since the focus isn't necessarily on Disturb and Flashback. Either way, it's still probably the pick here in case we have to pivot out of black, since this card is just great in blue-white and blue-green as a creature that can help you discard, disturb, or flashback and then come back as a threat later. If I want to be in black-red, there's Vampire Socialite as probably the best vampire in the black-red deck, although by taking this I would have to commit, and the other rest of the vampires creatures aren't very exciting, along with the werewolf creatures in this set, since almost all the blue cards are just 2-for-1s, since, for example, example, let's say this trades off for like a removal spell or even Harvest Tide Infiltrator, and it comes back as a flyer. So yeah, not what you want to do in this format. Blue is just so pushed that you don't want to draft a creature-based mid-range or aggro deck. And we have the best red common, Moonrager Slash. But again, I think I just want to stick with the Esper colors. Let's take Overwhelmed Archivist. Could still play it in blue-black, assuming we can find them some Disturb, but I'm definitely not going to pass up on the Blade Stitch Scob. Pick 3 should be criminal. Yeah, we'll take it here. Plays really well with all the zombie synergies. Nothing else too exciting. There's like a Play with Fire, Outland Liberator, and blue-green. But we'll take a Blade Stitch Scob. And then Siege Zombie and Midnight Ambush are kind of interesting. I think I'd take these two over Firmament Sage and Search Party Captain. I'm probably going to just take Siege Zombie just because it's such an important role player. If we end up blue-black, we need some sort of way to kind of drain the opponent out if board stalls happen, and this is an important common to have access to. Midnight Ambush is a fine removal spell. It's one of the black removal spells at common. There's 3 of them, but the other 2 are just better. Eaten Alive and Defenestrate, I have to say. And it's not guaranteed that we can introduce the day and night cycle. And even if we do introduce the day and night cycle with like a Shady Traveler, sometimes it's kind of bad against opposing red-green decks since they just have werewolves. Since you're allowing them to maybe go into nighttime, but this is essentially Doomblade against the werewolf decks, and can offer some cheap early interaction. I still think we take Siege Zombie here over the Midnight Ambush, but they're both close. Stick to Siege Zombie. I just don't think removal is as valuable in this format, given how everything is almost a 2-for-1. In this pack, Covert Cutpurse is okay, better if you're more aggressive. It's a fine card, and it can come back as a 2/2 Disturb creature later, which is alright. But I'm probably just taking the Startled here as a cheap cantrip that can not only maybe get in a nice kill, but also the fact that it replaces itself, it makes a zombie token is quite powerful. So this is one of the pushed commons in blue. Not a card you particularly think is amazing in other formats, but in this format it is. And we'll take it over Behemoth, which can give us another top-end creature if we need to, but I'm hoping maybe we can pick up another Diagraph Horde. The best card in this pack is probably Eccentric Farmer if I was to pack one, pick one, but after taking Blade Stitch Scob and the Siege Zombie, I think we're committed to blue-black at this point, so we'll take Startled. And then could take a No Way Out. There's also Seize the Storms for blue-red. Stormrider Spear is not a very exciting 5-drop, but still playable. The Heirloom Mirror is pretty bad. Even when you transform this on your turn, it comes in tapped, so it can easily get bounced. You fall far, and you can end up falling far behind. It's really slow, and it's also just sorcery speed, so you can't use it on the opponent's turn and transform this into a 4/4 immediately. Definitely a trap. We're going to take No Way Out here. It's not the most amazing card for making zombies, but it's okay. In the blue-black zombie decks, any card that makes a zombie in this format or has Disturb is pretty good. So we'll be taking No Way Out. It's not great because of Disturb and Flashback, but sometimes you can get a decent 2-for-1 and make a zombie token, and it's alright. So we'll take it, and then we'll take a Behemoth in case we're missing more 5-drops. Can be fine, especially if you're going to be making zombie tokens. Nothing else too exciting. And then nothing here, just take a random 2-drop. This pack is just kind of whatever. And yeah, none of this also matters. I don't think we have any backdoor strategies. I'm not even sure if I'd play Ritual of Hope in blue-white or black-white. And just a bunch of whatever cards. Alright, so the first pack went okay. We kind of have a direction. I'm hoping blue-black can stay open. We're bot drafting, so blue-black. So once we're committed to an archetype, usually it's not going to be contested in the second pack. Unlike real-life draft, usually when you draft a format like this, blue-black isn't going to be very open because everyone knows what's up with this format and how blue-black is probably the most busted deck. So if we were to do Premier Draft, mostly I end up in blue-green or blue-white, since black and blue are the most contested colors. So yeah, okay. And I'm probably just going to take Scob Wrangler here over Eaten Alive, Falcon, and the Ludovic. Ludovic, not a rare I like in blue-black. Doesn't really have any synergy. We're not really trying to self-mill. It's fine playable still, but not very exciting. Probably just take Scob Wrangler here as a powerful 2-drop that can keep tapping the opponent's stuff down. and the best blue uncommon. I guess there's also Blade Stitch Scob. So yeah, we have a lot of stuff here to choose from. Given that I have my first copy of Blade Stitch Scob, I think it's important to diversify and take a Scob Wrangler. And I think pack one, pick one. It's kind of close between these two. I would still take Scob Wrangler to stay open and one color. But yeah, these two are probably the best cards in this pack. So yeah, we'll take Scob Wrangler. My second pick will probably be Eaten Alive because we have again a Blade Stitch Scob, and this is this is the best black common removal spell. But we're just gonna take Scob Wrangler here since its function as an interaction spell, and just a great card. And we'll take a Eaten Alive here over Baithook Angler. Also, find creature you can sacrifice and has Disturb. So at least we're going to maybe get rewarded now. We're getting past, and yeah, as if you're drafting bots, you're going to get past Mythic Uncommons like Morbid Opportunist, definitely taking it over Revenge of the Drown, which is also a great common in this set. But Morbid Opportunist, definitely close to bomb level. If not, I guess it is bomb level, assuming it doesn't get removed. And even if you draw a card off of this, you're already getting value. So great with zombie tokens, especially with Decay. They're forced to sacrifice themselves. So yeah, just the best uncommon in this set. And Organ Hoarder is the best common in this set. We're going to take it over Foul Play and Flip the Switch. Both of these cards would be nice to have access to. Yeah, it's close between these two. I still think I'd take Foul Play because there's a chance that things can just slip through and you need a removal spell. And this also draws us a card. Flip the Switch makes the Decay token, so it's almost a 2-for-1 anyways, but Organ Hoarder is the best common in the set, can help you dig pretty deep. Not as best in blue-black, since there's not much Disturb and Flashback going on in the graveyard, but it's still powerful enough. Just 4 mana, 3/2, draw the best card off the top 3 of your library, so, you know, Organ Hoarder is the pick here. And not much here. Could take a Shady Traveler in case we pick up a Midnight Ambush. Sometimes if you pick up Olivia's Midnight Ambush, we need a way to introduce a day and night cycle. And I don't want to get stacked on too many 5-drops here with Behemoth, which is okay. So I'll take a Shady Traveler. In common's pretty unplayable. And then the Cultist could be fine if we pick up more things we need to sacrifice. Yeah. And then I guess I take Gale Drifter here as a random 4-drop. Not a very exciting 4-drop, but it's okay. We have Overwhelmed Archivist to maybe synergize with it, and Organ Hoarder. I don't like main decking Double No Way Out. It's just ends up as a dead card sometimes. Where's my Gale Drifter? It just disappeared. I guess it went to the sideboard. Here we're going to just take Flip the Switch. The best counterspell in Limited in general, since it makes a zombie token and paying 4 is a lot. Yeah, seems great. Otherwise, it'd be Evolving Wilds here. And yeah, Falcon Abomination even picked 9. So yeah, the bots, you can take advantage of the bots if you know what the format is about, typically, and this is what we're doing. The bots don't really respect blue as much, and we're getting a really late Falcon Abomination, which in a real-life draft shouldn't happen. And I'll take a Rotten Reunion over Makra Behemoth. I've been really impressed with at least a copy of this in any blue-black deck, or any black deck in general, since you don't need to exile a target. Since it's up to, you can exile up to 0 and still make a zombie token. Seems better than the second Behemoth. And we can even play a Larder Zombie, has nice synergy with the whole Go Wide Decayed. Can help us surveil in the late game, and then I'll just take a random black common. You definitely don't want to play Unblinking Observer and Bat Whisper in blue-black unless you're desperate for a playable. So yeah, the second pack I think went way better than our first, so hopefully our third we can go off. But yes, there was that one pack where we there was just too many good playables. Here we're just gonna take Organ Hoarder. There's also Jaren, which is best in a black-white deck, since that cares more about humans. Let's count how many humans we have. Actually, we can just look here. 5 humans. So what does this do when it enters the battlefield or another non-token human you control dies? You lose a life and you create a 1/1. So it's pretty good. And then if you can also just give a human life gain at instant speed. And then at the end step, if you have exactly 13 life, which is not going to be the hardest to get towards, you can pay 6, and if you do, you can transform Jaren. So this is at home with high-powered attacking. High-powered humans, which is not really what we're trying to do. I guess we have an Overwhelmed Archivist as 3 power, which is nice. Morbid is not going to be attacking much. Shady Traveler's okay, but it becomes a werewolf, which isn't a human at nighttime. Scab Wrangler we don't really want to attack with. Novice Cultist, same as Novice Cultist. So yeah, this would be my second pick out of the pack since it has some relatively nice upside. It makes tokens that you can sacrifice, and then it's if you end up lucky and getting up to 13 life, you can transform this into a 6/6 flying trample. But it's still probably Organ Hoarder here, and I think pack one pick one is still Organ Hoarder. But I would go Jaren, Organ Hoarder, borrow time, pack one, pick one. But Organ Hoarder is just too good with already what we have, so no need to do that. Ooh, interesting option. Ecstatic Awakener versus Blade Stitch Scob is kind of interesting. I could use more sack outlets. I already have a Behemoth. I have Eaten Alive, and that's it. We have a lot of ways to make tokens, and we have Rotten Reunion, Startled. I mean, anything that makes it Decayed, essentially Falcon, Diregraph Horde. So I could use an extra outlet, and Ecstatic Awakener is the second best common in my opinion. I would go Organ Hoarder and then Ecstatic Awakener here. Both of these cards are really close. I wouldn't mind a second Blade Stitch Scob, but I'm kind of liking just taking an Ecstatic Awakener here. And then there's a chance this could wheel if we're the only blue-black drafter at this pod. Yeah, don't hate this, since otherwise some of this zombie tokens will be sitting around, and then we could use a payoff for it. But at the same time, you might not need, like, the blue-black deck is so powerful, you don't really necessarily need outlets for the Decayed Zombie. Sometimes the zombie tokens are just great since they can just go wide and kill the opponent. But I think I just like to diversify a bit and play an Ecstatic Awakener just in case. And then I do like Hobbling Zombie here. Yeah, also a good common that can make a zombie token. And then I'll take a Midnight Ambush over Crawl from a Cellar just to have a little bit more interaction. We don't have much. We have a single Eaten Alive here, and I think that's about it. I guess Flip the Switch could be considered a bit of removal. Not much. Scab Wrangler can, I guess. But just to make sure we don't fall far behind against other opposing Gale Drifters and Organ Hoarders and Giant Werewolves. I like having access to Midnight Ambush, essentially Doomblade, against the Werewolf deck. So we'll take it. And then, do I take Crawl or do I take Nebelgas Intruder? I like Nebelgas if we're a little bit more aggressive. It is a good blue uncommon and definitely much more powerful than Crawl. But I'm not sure if we need more power. I think we have enough power in this deck. We could use a Crawl. And the nice thing about this is that it also synergizes well with zombies by putting 1/1 counters. And then we can just get one of our powerful commons back. So I don't necessarily think we need more 3-drops and more power, since it seems like we can easily just end the game by going wide. And just outvaluing the opponent. So I'm kind of liking this Crawl over Nebelgas Intruder. And I'll take a second Ecstatic Awakener over second Siege Zombie, which would also make the cut. So yeah, by taking this, we're going to be full on playable, so we can consider cutting like a No Way Out, maybe Rotten Reunion, maybe Shady Traveler, although Shady does get better with Olivia's Midnight Ambush. Maybe Gale Drifter could go. That card is okay. So yeah, I'm liking the second Ecstatic Awakener. And probably take Baithook Angler here, okay? As a good common we can sack early too. I'll take second Siege Zombie over Covert Cup Person, Corpse, Cobble. I don't know if I need this Overwhelmed Archivist. It seems kind of crazy because this card is amazing in most blue decks, but it doesn't seem like it's great with what we're trying to do. We're not really trying to do the whole Flashback Disturb thing, so I'll put it in the sideboard for now. Take a second Siege Zombie, which seems amazing with the whole Go Wide Decay thing going on. And yeah, there's Blood Pact, which does draw us cards, but cards like Ecstatic Awakener and Organ Hoarder already ETB and generate card advantage, so it's not necessary. So yeah, we're at 22 here. I guess we can still throw in one more card in the sideboard that can make our cut, so we'll see. This looks like a really cool blue-black deck, and it was very open. So we'll do some evaluation, consider some sideboard picks, and then jump into some games. Alrighty then, what do we have here? So I do want the 2 5-drops because we don't really have much top end. We're not cutting any Organ Hoarders since it's just too good. The 3-drops, I like them all. Maybe Shady Traveler slightly the weakest, but it does improve with Olivia's Midnight Ambush. And we are lacking removal. So I'm kind of down to just play the Shady Traveler to improve the Olivia's Midnight Ambush as a fine okay 3-drop. The 2-drops look pretty solid. Novice Occultist could be cuttable since we now have Baithook Angler, and we have enough things to sacrifice in this deck. Um, like we have a Static Awakener has 2 outlets, Eaten Alive, and Makra Behemoth. And it's not like we're stacking constantly. Like we have enough ways to make zombie tokens to sack with our Decayed going on. We have Baithook Angler, we can also sack. That the Novice Occultist doesn't seem necessary. So, but I'm happy with everything else. The Larder Zombie is also really solid in the late game, being able to not only serve as an early blocker, but being able to also help us surveil in the late game so we don't end up flooding. Discarding lands is important, and then the double siege zombie to drain the opponent out is nice, same with the Scab Wrangler to tap things down. So yeah, overall I think this is our baseline, so we just need to add 2 more playables. So what can we look at? I'm not ever going to play Bat Whisper, it's just not good. It has synergy with the siege zombie, I guess, and it can make a 1/1 flyer that can help with the whole tap shenanigans, but it's also just trades down, and if we can't drain the opponent, it just ends up awkward in our hands. Could consider No Way Out since it makes a zombie token. It's not amazing since there's Disturb and Flashback, and you make them, if you end up making them discard those cards, it's not like they're going down any cards. Could again consider the Novice Occultist. Could consider the Overwhelmed Archivist. It does have some synergy with the Organ Hoarder, and it's just a good card. Like it's just a 2-for-1. It doesn't have, it's not like amazing in zombies, but just being able to loot with this to discard maybe a land in the late game, come back as a 2/1 flyer, trade off, come back as a 2/1 flyer is nice. And in terms of power level, raw power level, I think it's just better than the rest of everything else we have, and it's a card that's kind of crazy, cutting in blue. So I'm down to try the Overwhelmed Archivist. It has synergy to Organ Hoard if we end up discarding it, and we can even discard a Baithook Angler to it. And then now, if we take the Overwhelmed Archivist, we can even consider throwing in some Flashback and Disturb, like Geldrifter or Rotten Reunion in this deck. Geldrifter gives me maybe another flyer. I could use to close out, since we don't have much flying. We have a big Menace creature. We have Falcon. I guess this can fly eventually. And then I guess Baithook Angler can fly. So we have a bit of flying. So we could use Geldrifter as maybe another win condition and a reasonable body that can trade off and come back later. So just another solid 2-for-1. Otherwise, yeah, what else can we consider? I guess No Way Out, Novice Cultist, and Rotten Reunion are the 3 cards I can consider. Don't care about Bat Whisper. Again, I talked about Blood Pact. There's just too much cards that already generate value. I don't need a 3 mana do nothing, draw 2. Blade Brand is kind of whatever. And then the rest of these cards aren't necessarily amazing. And I think I would take Rotten Reunion over No Way Out, since we don't really have much ways to interact with the graveyard outside of 1 Diagraph Horde, and it still gives us some zombie tokens we can stack to a Static Awakener. But I think we should be fine without too many. We don't need to go all in with the whole zombies theme, since we have Baithook that can sack, and then some ways to make zombie tokens, startled, flip the switch, etc. So I'm kind of down to just throw in these 2 random Disturb creatures, Overwhelmed Archivist, Geldrifter, for a bit of inherent synergy, and they're just solid. The fact that they again trade off and come back as flyers is quite good already, so we can go for this. And then the mana base, slightly favoring black, so 9/8 seems good. Let's give this a shot. And we drafted this a million times already. We know what the mirror does. It's the kind of the Zenith Flare red-white cycling deck and red-white cycling deck from Ikoria, or red-black treasures from Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. People are going to revisit this set and, remember this deck as being the most oppressive. So this video essentially is just me using up those 5k gold, since again I'm kind of hesitant into doing another Neon Dynasty draft until I get more information on what I should be doing in that format. But yeah, I'm not clear. But overall, pretty balanced format with green slightly ahead of everything. I think I'm hoping it just doesn't become the big boogeyman of the format. But early data is showing just the green decks being top tier, green white, green black, green white, and green blue. And it could be because the enchantment synergies are better. Sagas count as enchantments. And it doesn't necessarily, and it can also blend and do 3 colors, and it's not unlike artifacts, which are kind of all in artifacts. I think the enchantments decks can allow a bit of leeway, so you can also include artifacts in it. And yeah, overall, it could be a slow, grindy format, and the green color excels in it. So we'll see. This opening hand, we don't have any blue mana, but Static Awakener to Siege Zombie is fine, and we're on the play, so let's not mulligan. Don't know if I'll sacrifice the Siege Zombie on turn two. Seems kind of unnecessary, especially once we get Island for Bait Hook Angler, we're in good shape. So we'll attack and then play out Siege Zombie, and we can still attack for 3 over and over, assuming the opponent doesn't have much. Black-green is a color combination I'm fine with. Okay, and we got our blue mana, so that's a nice. I could attack with both, but then if he blocks here, I'm forced to stack Siege Zombie. I'm fine trading a Siege Zombie here. We're just going to play Bait Hook Angler, maybe set up a sack turn we can sacrifice it. We can even play Scob Wrangler next turn if we don't want to sacrifice, in case we want to prevent it from turning nighttime for this Outland Liberator. You can see a fight spell on the Static Awakener here. If he attacks, I'm fine blocking the 2/1. If he passes a turn, I guess he just wants this to become a 3/3. Alright, never mind. Shady Traveler. Alright, well, the Overwhelmed Archivist would have been great with Bait Hook Angler, but I guess not. If I attack with a Static Awakener, what happens? Then he can double block. I kill the Shady Traveler, but that's not that impressive. So I'm probably maybe going to play Scob Wrangler, and a turn maybe tap something down. And I do want to just keep playing out my land so I can deploy Diagraph Force. So this Overwhelmed Archivist doesn't seem like it's correct playing, so we'll say go. Pre-combat, we can tap down the Shady Traveler, since it has a decent attack here. And then I'm not blocking the Static Awakener, so we might as well tap like this. And then the 2/1 can still hold off the 2/2. Opponent guess he wants to turn into nighttime. That's fine. If we play Organ Hoarder, that's okay. I might not even need to attack this turn. I guess we can play Organ Hoarder and then take it from there. If I attack and I sack and transform this, he could have some sort of trick. Organ Hoarder can get me my land drop. I do like second a Static Awakener, but by taking land here, I can guarantee a spell next turn, and I can always crawl back the Static Awakener anyway, so this is fine. Play land, and then we could tap and attack here, which is fine, I guess. But then he gets to swing at us back next turn, so I think we say go. And we won't be able to turn it back into day. Opponent's going to flash and Bounding Wolf, that's fine. We'll say go. So, pre-combat, we can tap down this Stalking Predator, keep both of these up to trade. So, tap Stalking Predator. And then these two line up really nicely against the board state. And I can just sit back with a Scob Wrangler, to be honest. Green-black also, I guess Green-black has some graveyard stuff and flashback stuff going on too. So I'm not sure if I want to play out the Diagraph for it, so next turn I could just play out maybe Overwhelmed Archivist, discard something, and then hopefully get a land to have a Static Awakener up. I guess I can even crawl and get back second Static Awakener if I want to. Put a counter onto Organ Hoarder. The opponent wants to take out Scob Wrangler since it's just really annoying. Okay, so we could double spell here, but I would have to discard the Diagraph for it. I guess I can crawl and get back the I guess I can't since it's gone, but I could crawl, play out a Static Awakener, and transport in the daytime. If I attack with a 2/2, it doesn't accomplish anything. The Organ Hoarder can be nice if he has the card that returns things from the graveyard, and I don't really want to double spell here. I think I crawl, get back, or I guess I can even attack. If I do, he can double block. I guess I'll be trading a 4/4 for this 3/3. I'm fine turning it back into daytime, actually. Maybe the play is just Diregraph Horde, or maybe Siege Zombie. I'm not sure. I think I'll go for the this play. I guess I can crawl here, and then I can put a counter. I can put a counter here, but then he can still trade. Guess if I put a counter here, he can still trade as well. So it's not clear what I want to enhance here. Maybe it's Organ Hoarder still. But then if I enhance, I still trade up here. What's the logic behind this? Guess Organ Hoarder is okay. Maybe Siege Zombie. Yeah, let's just improve the Siege Zombie here. And then we'll play a Static Awakener, turn it daytime. And probably no attack still. He might turn it nighttime again. I'm just afraid of it. Okay, so he's gonna try to get something back from his graveyard, and then we can maybe exile Rise. Okay, I don't mind exiling Rise of the Ants, so that gives me a good target. So next turn I'm free to play out Diregraph Horde and just stay on defense and drain. And then he's almost up to 7. I mean, I don't have to do it now. I could get value off of discarding a land and take it from there. I could also sack with a Static Awakener. I could trade one because he needs 8 mana to flash his back, so I still have one more turn to just maybe get some value off of this. So I think the play here is play Overwhelmed Archivist, discard a land, play out Siege Zombie, and then I think we hold on to our land, or I guess we can play it out by playing out. We can maybe activate a Static Awakener twice next turn. We'll say go. And then we can exile this next turn. And I'm fine trading off some of his creatures, because he can also kind of bring back his creatures. A Static Awakener can sacrifice a token. So just another grindy game here. I can still stay back. The Deathbond Sprout can be kind of annoying. He doesn't necessarily have 8 mana, but he can top deck a land next turn, and especially since with a Static Awakener he can sacrifice is kind of concerning. I think I'm fine with the blocks here into trading. I think maybe I could still trade off one Organ Hoarder. I think double blocking here is fine. He doesn't have any graveyard stuff to transform Deathbond, so I can eventually just bring this back as a 2/1. So I guess this block is okay, and then we can still exile the ant tokens. Tap these just in case. It's still kind of a 2-for-1 since he used this, but I guess these two kind of just gave us value anyway, so not that much of a 2-for-1, but it's close. If I play Diregraph Horde, I guess I want to keep land in case I need to discard it to Overwhelmed Archivist, but this is nice. You can mess with his graveyard a bit, and then still stay back. Keep draining the opponent's Siggo. Next turn I can attack with double Static Awakener. He might use this to sack something here, which I don't mind. I don't mind him sacrificing the Deathbond Sprout because that can mess with my graveyard if he gets enough creatures down. Next turn if he attacks the 4/4, do I block? Probably not. I think it's okay taking it since I'm still draining him, and then I can make 4/4s later on my turn. I could still go for it. Silverbolt, kind of annoying. He can deal with my Siege Zombie, and then prevents me from getting a good double block. So I guess I'm taking 4. And it's still going to be daytime since he played a spell. Larder Zombie isn't bad. Guess I can play Overwhelmed Archivist here. Should have maybe played land first, because he could have a removal. And then I guess we play land to keep up the Static Awakener. And then we can say go. So if he tries to kill one of my creatures, I can sack it to the Static Awakener. Or if he targets a Static Awakener, I can still make it into a large creature. So, yeah, I think we have this game covered. If I attack here, he can block with the 3/2. I'm fine with this exchange. Second is static. The problem with the Static Awakeners in the green-black deck is that if he doesn't have ways to make zombie tokens, it's kind of awkward. But we can just sit back all day, just keep draining with the siege zombies. And then the opponent is forced to use a removal spell eventually. And then, hey, we're draining 3 per turn, so even better. Yeah, we'll say go. And then I think it's fine playing out Larder Zombie here. I mean, attacking and then discarding land. I can play Larder Zombie first, Surveil to see what's on top, but we can do it end of turn anyway, so I think, well, I'm fine not getting the Surveil because I might want Siege Zombie to ooh, Eaten Alive is not bad. I think I save it for a bomb. I don't really care about these demons. Again, I can sit back with my other 4/4s and take it from there. Trade's fine. And then I'll play Larder Zombie. And yeah, we can still keep up activation and drain end of turn as well. And we can also use Larder Zombie to Surveil, so. Is the opponent going to use it now? So if he uses Siege Zombie, we can take advantage of this. So let's use Siege Zombie before he goes. Tap these down. And then sack it to a Static Awakener, so he loses a bit of value. And we have second a Static Awakener activation up in case the opponent has another spell. So, yeah. I'm not even sure if I need to Surveil with Larder. Like, we can just burn him out at 10 life. And he's not really playing anything scary so far, so I'm not even sure if we need to do much. And the opponent loses value from sacrificing these real playables, unlike tokens. So I think we're still in fine shape. Just sitting back and draining the opponent off. So yeah, we don't necessarily need to Surveil, we can just sit back and relax in case the opponent has a Mythic Massacre in his library. Gale Drifter's fine. I guess in order to prevent it from turning nighttime, I just want to play out my stuff, so I'll play out Gale Drifter here. Keep up land, and then say go. We can start attacking for 3 in the air now. And then we can also just keep draining him, so it's probably just game over. The black-green deck just doesn't have any too much overlapping synergy in this format. And yeah, we can attack once with the Gale Drifter and then drain him out with the Siege Zombie, so pretty unimpressive turn of events. I could also just attack with all just to be safe, but I'm fine just playing the grindy game. And then yeah, Siege Zombie for the win. So yeah. Blue-black can also just grind. Black-green, this format has a bit of this self-mill theme going on. It's not as good as blue because blue has more disturbed creatures, but it has this sort of a self-mill recursion theme with like things like Crawl from the Cellar, Diregraph Rebirth, and then a bunch of removal spells in black, Diregraph Horde to make tokens. So it has this grindy game plan, but it still doesn't grind as well as blue-black, funny enough. So I don't know. To me, I would rather just draft a black-green deck with just good cards and just ignore the whole mechanic. Like if I have Mythic Massacre, Tovalar, multiple Static Awakeners, multiple Diregraph Hordes, and removal spells, I'd be fine being in black-green, but there's not a deck I'm happy to be drafting. I think the Esper colors is where you want to be. So this is kind of like a progenitor to double feature. We'll keep this. We have a really good curve. A Static Awakener Scob into Falcon. Could sack the token to Falcon, or if it dies, we can sacrifice it to Behemoth. So this could be scary. The red, usually this red-based spells deck is usually red-blue, but you can get away with red-black, and it can be kind of a scary thing. especially with the vampire synergy. Okay, so this is gonna grow, so that's kind of scary. So I guess we can play Falcon Abomination and pass, and then pre-combat we can tap down the 3/3 and block with the 2/2 to prevent this from growing constantly. So yeah, before combat, I think we tap this down and then keep and use the 2/2 to block the 1/3. He can definitely, I guess he could play an instant to kill my 2/2. Hope it's not burn spell, but we'll see. Otherwise, if I keep taking the hits, the problem is this is just going to keep growing. So I might as well block the 2/2 and hope he doesn't have +2/+2 and trample. But by doing this, it does bait out the removal spell, and he has Neonate's Rush, so that's bad. So not only is this going to keep growing, but I lose my creature in the process. So we're not in a good spot here, and he can just keep putting counters on this. So this is rough. I think we just play a Static Awakener and say go. And then I guess we can keep one on defense. And then take it from there. We can block and sack the zombie, but yeah, that was rough. Maybe I shouldn't have blocked. At least I would still have a 2/2 flyer that could hold off the vampire interloper, so that was definitely a questionable decision. So yeah, we need to find a way to clear this. Probably just gonna stack zombie end of turn. Yeah, the Festival Crashers also can be kind of crazy. Could also sack next turn for the Behemoth, but I think we just want to get some value here, dig for some stuff. Organ Hoarder isn't bad. I guess I might need to keep a Flip the Switch still. It's not great, or I can stack my Static Awakener. I think we have to just say go and take it from there until we find an answer to this flyer, or maybe Stormkirk Blood Thief. And the counterspell is important in case he has a removal spell for my 4/4. And I think I need to counter that. He can flash it back next turn, which isn't great, so I need to start developing a board. This is probably just game over at this point, not sure. Let's see what I can dig. I would need a Midnight Ambush. Startled isn't the worst. I guess I can use it next turn. Not sure what it will accomplish, but I might as well. Say go. We're probably just dead here anyways, because he can just flash back and abandon the post, grow his team, and attack with all. Yeah, I think I'm dead. I'm not going to waste my time. Just too much damage. And that early block was questionable. Maybe the right play was not to block it, but I would need removal to deal with the 4/4 that was going to keep growing. I mean, the Blood Thief. We have a really good start, but the red-black spells that can also sometimes just get out of hand. It's not that reliable because in other matchups where there's a lot of removal going on, it's not great, but in that circumstance, it was good. So definitely don't sleep on red-black spells, red-blue spells. Alright, unfortunately no lands. If I get a single land off the top, I also don't think this is a great keep, since I'll just be playing a bunch of 2-drops and there's nothing to sack to a Static Awakener, and I don't want to sack any of these, so we'll mulligan. Alright, this hand is not amazing, but we'll keep. And then probably discard maybe Bottom Island, since I might need double black to play a Static Awakener in stack, plus Eaten Alive needs double black. So we'll do this. Can leave with Fliers Zombie into maybe Bait Hook Angler. And I just like the fact that this holds off the 1/1 early on. And then play out Bait Hook Angler since we're kind of locked in blue. Alright, blue-white Disturb. One of the more scarier decks in the format. Some people say this is actually better than blue-black, but I think they're actually both kind of close. I like how this Larder Zombie just holds everything off. Really nice 1-drop to have access to. And then end of turn, we're probably just gonna play Hobbling Zombie and then Surveil with its end of turn. Take 2 in the air. And just be mana efficient. Could attack for 2, but the 1/1 first strike holds it off, so we're just gonna keep surveilling, find maybe some removal interaction for the Falcon Abomination before we get run over in the skies. But a really nice turn for the opponent, turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. And we don't have any good attacks, unfortunately, since I don't want to trade this for a 2/1 Disturb. Opponent could have flipped the switch up, which can be kind of annoying. Overwhelmed Alchemist isn't the worst. Can come back as a flyer later. I guess I keep that, and if it gets countered, I can replay it as a flyer, so I'm fine running this out. And then if he counters it, then I can have a 2/1 that can hold this off eventually. And if not, I'm fine letting this loot. We can even discard land if we get another one. We'll see. Alright, we'll discard our swamp since we don't need it. Play land, and then I could offer to trade. He gets a 2/1. Probably fine just... Yeah, I could attack here. He blocks. Trading Hobbling Zombie in this matchup isn't the worst. I guess he brings out a Loyal Griff. Yeah, trading here isn't the worst. Because, it's not like the opponent has any good ground blockers, and he does fall behind in tempo here. Yeah, I'm fine trading this off, since we still make a Decay token, and then the blue-white deck doesn't have any big, large creatures for me to really leverage the Death Touch, so I think it's fine getting rid of this. And then we can even exile it next turn if we want to, which I'm fine with. Take 2. Surveil with Larder Zombie. Fine keeping any land on top. Falcon Abomination isn't bad. So now we can attack with the 3/2, which isn't bad. And then if he does chump with the 1/1, we're still in good shape. If not, running out the Falcon is fine. We can offer to trade and Surveil end of turn as well. And the 1/3 blocks off the 2/2 nicely. So if he attacks, do I block? I think I have to. The opponent could also have Startled, which is an annoying combat trick, but I don't want to take infinite damage. And we can only Surveil once, so no need to use Larder Zombie if the trade happens. Guess I trade here, since he can always bounce this back and get another zombie token, and hope for the best. Alright, that's not bad. We'll let the trade. Now I need to find, like, Midnight Ambush to answer the second flyer. Hook Drifter, alright. And another Bait Hook Angler, so he can trade now. And make another token. Don't mind the land. Okay, so if I trade the Overwhelmed Archivist, I can not only do I have an extra flyer that I can use later, but I can at least exile the Bait Hook Angler. I'm not the most amazing because I don't mind like exiling the Chaplain the Alms, but I might as well do so just to get rid of it and be mana efficient here, so get some value. Get a big body that can start attacking on the ground as well. And I also don't mind keeping another land next turn for Siege Zombie and Overwhelmed Archivist. So this is fine. We'll take 2. I mean, take 3. Can play out Overwhelm Archivist and trade for the 3/2. Eventually the 3/4 can also start attacking. Opponent's also stuck on lands. So use Larder Zombie. Second Siege Zombie also isn't the worst. We can play double Siege Zombie next turn, I guess. And that's fine, but we'll be taking some damage in the meantime. I guess it's okay. We'll keep. And then this turn, I think we can attack with a Diregraph Horde and take it from there. Maybe I should surveil more aggressively to find answers for these Flyers. Hope there's no big flash creature, so he's probably blocking like this to bring out a 2/1 Flyer next turn, which can be kind of concerning. But we can play double Siege Zombie, start draining. I guess this is a flip the switch. Yeah, that's kind of rough. Alright. I mean, one can go, but that's okay. We have a second one as backup, which can also start draining, so we'll say go here. And then if he attacks all out, I can still use a Larder Zombie to block one and trade a Baithook Angler off. This is nice since it can hold off my 2/1 with the first strike. So, I mean, we can still drain him twice this turn, attack for 3, and take it from there. I can also just do an all-out attack next turn. So do I drain or do I surveil here? Probably better draining. I'm not sure. Maybe we surveil first. We might need to find a removal spell. Although my plan is to play Overwhelmed Archivist next turn, so I think we drain actually, and then we play Archivist, and then next turn we can maybe surveil. Organ Hoarder isn't bad. Probably attack first, or play the Archivist. And then I guess we can attack for 3 and take it from there. We can still trade off the 2/2 Flyer. Hope the opponent doesn't have the 1 mana trick that gains some life. Take 3 and then drain, and then we can do an all-out attack maybe. So we have 6, 7, 8 bodies, so even if this dies, I still have 2 triggers to use. And if the opponent gets too aggressive here, we can go for an all-out attack and kill him. So, alright, he might just attack with all of his Flyers, and we can maybe kill him if the opponent isn't too careful. So he might want to stay back with some Flyers, maybe. So let's see if the opponent wants to commit. Opponent might have decided, maybe should have decided to exile my Siege Zombie instead. If he attacks with all, we can still survive because we have some good blocks. Wow, attacks with all? Okay. So, alright, if we block with 2 of these, what happened? So we're guaranteed to take 5. So the question is, do I block all the zombies? I know we're blocking with Larder Zombie for sure. So this is 5, 6, 7, so I need to block, so Baithook Angler is going in front. So if we block with this, what happens? Next turn we can swing for, we can still drain him for 2, put him down to 10. If I take it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I guess we are forced to block. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess we can fall to 1 still and have an extra creature. I think we might have to fall for 1. There's a chance he could have a pump trick, but there's also a chance he could have a bounce spell, which can be kind of annoying. So we can put him down to 10 by draining him twice this turn. And then I guess we can still drain. We have extra incentive to keep the zombie to drain next turn as well, since we can always flash back Baithook Angler and have Larder Zombie to drain. So I think we risk it here and block like this and hope he doesn't have a pump trick. And then we can still use Siege Zombie to drain, because there's a chance you could have an interaction spell here. And I don't. And if one of my creatures get bounced and I go for an all-out attack, it's not great. And there's a chance he could also just have a second blocker. So I'm fine falling down to 1. And he didn't have a trick, so we can easily end this game, I guess, by using Siege Zombie, putting him down to 10, attacking with all. So yeah, let's just use Siege Zombie, put him down to 10, and then if he bounces Diagraph Horde, I guess I can play more of an Opportunist main phase to see what's up. This way I can still draw a card. And then I can play Baytook Angler and still tap an extra creature down, so let's attack with all and see what's up. So we can see a bounce spell happening here. Loyal Griff, okay, to block the Diagraph Horde, but that's still lethal. He can block Siege Zombie, but that's still lethal, so I think the opponent was a little bit too aggressive this match. But he has a really good deck, so took the risk not to block the extra Z Zombie, and I think it was correct. So yeah, the blue-black deck is just so powerful. You can just go wide with a bunch of zombies and win that way. You don't necessarily need all the flying. But yeah, that was a close game. Would have loved access to Rotten Reunion in that matchup. But I'm still fine having the Gale Drifter, I think, in the deck. I could cut the Gale Drifter, though, for the Rotten, but, I mean, having the extra Fliers sometimes is useful in matchups that don't require exiling. But against a blue-white deck, I definitely want the Rotten Reunion, but this is best out of 1, so I think we just stick with consistency. And we still won that matchup even without Rotten Reunion, so we just gotta be careful. It's not like we're lacking ways to go wide either. But yeah, I could see cutting Gale for the Rotten Reunion. It's just so important for Static Awakeners. As I say that, we opened one up. I think we keep this. Turn 1 to Static into Siege. Keep a Flip the Switch seems fine. That way, once we counter something with Flip, we can, the following turn, maybe we can sacrifice a zombie to flip and get a 4/4 deck and attack. Larder's pretty decent in the late game. Better in the late game since it can. This doesn't do much early on except as a good blocker. So this looks like a good keep. And I can see awkward hands where the starting hand I do have a Static Awakener, but nothing good to sack. So Rotten Reunion could actually be better. And it's a cheaper card. Turn 1 Deathbond Sprouts. Okay, so blue-green mill, I have to imagine. Self-mill, I mean. And it's a fun deck to be in. And a good deck. But black-green, okay. So I'll probably take 2 here. I might trade off my Siege Zombie for this, which I will if he decides to attack next turn. No need to sandbag lands. Let's play Siege Zombie, and I'll trade for the Deathbond Sprout here. And then next turn we'll keep a Flip the Switch. Mill the removal spell, that's good. And if he attacks, I will block with Siege Zombie. Opponent could have like a stupid clear shot, which could be kind of annoying. He not only pumps his creature, but also kill a Static Awakener, so there's also the argument not to block, since he also just doesn't have any creatures in the yard yet. But I think we go for it still, because it can become annoying later. And it doesn't seem like he's holding up an instant. Eccentric Farmer, okay, so Eccentric Farmer would have been scarier. But he didn't mill any creatures yet, so mill some good interaction spells. So we'll say go, keep up, Flip the Switch. And if there's nothing good for us to counter, we can still Organ Hoarder the following turn, or play Larder Zombie and sack it at instant speed. So we'll take some hits here. And then by keeping up Flip the Switch, we can counter the Blood Thief, which is kind of annoying, so this is good. Now I can play Larder Zombie and keep up a Static Awakener. I guess I might as well sacrifice now, because by sacrificing now, he doesn't get to kill me with the Silver Bolt, so Yeah, let's do it now and then run out the Larder Zombie. And then the question is, do I attack here? I do chip in for 16, which is a lot. He can use the Silver Bolt to deal damage here and hit for 3, which I'm fine with if he wants to go that direction. I can still play Diregraph Horde as a good blocker, so yeah, I'm fine if the opponent wants to race here. I think I'll be able to stabilize, and he'll be using up a lot of mana just to take out a Larder Zombie. I guess he has a second follow-up, so that was kind of questionable. But I'm fine still attacking for 4, which is a lot, and then running out Horde. And then even if he kills Horde, I have 2 zombie tokens, which can maybe help me close out the game, so this is good. And then what do we want to exile? Probably the creatures here, since Crawl from the Cellar can get them back. You could also exile the land, I suppose, to mess with the Eccentric Farmer, but he should have enough lands I don't care. So opponent can start draining me, so I think I need to be quite aggressive here. Fine if the opponent double blocks and I have to lose Demon. Grizzly Ghoul as a random 4/3 is fine. I guess we have Midnight Ambush to blow him out. So yeah, I guess I'm fine attacking with these two. And then use Midnight Ambush to leverage a good attack. Fine trading Grizzly Ghoul for the 4/4 here. And if he double blocks, we can take out the Siege Zombie, which I'm assuming he's going to double block the Diregraph Horde with. Or just taking it. So if he takes it, then we can Midnight Ambush the 2/2. I'm hoping I can punish a double block here. Alright, so decides not to. Okay, fair enough. Alright. Punish here. Kill this immediately so it stops being annoying. And then we can still play Organ Hoarder. And that's quite nice. And then Morbid Opportunist is a bomb, so we'll keep it. And then this is a flashback card, so we get some value off of the mill, so I mean the discard. And yeah, blue-black is just too good. So I am a coward for doing this, for continually drafting Nidons in double feature. But if it was Crimson Vow, this would be more interesting. But you know, just gonna try to warm up before Neon Dynasty. So if I get wrecked in these videos, I don't have to feel too bad. Alright, 3-0, 3-1 actually, so the games are still kind of long in this format. And we're taking advantage of people that don't know how to navigate this set correctly. Haven't seen any scary decks, only the blue-white deck was the scariest so far. It's an okay hand, it's not amazing. We have Blade Stitchcop but no zombies. We have 2 lands at least, we're on a draw. Probably still keep, we might cycle the Startle eventually to make a zombie token we can stack to Eaten Alive. And maybe that can improve our draw steps. Not the most amazing hand, but I'll keep. Alright, blue-white, so not a ton of removal. The Shipwreck Sifters can be kind of scary if he grows it. And he did grow into a 2/3. And he gets a free attack next turn. The question is, do I block? I think I have to. But he can also discard instant speed with Faithful Mending, so I'm probably not going to block here. Yeah, this sucks. Maybe block next turn when I have access to Counterspell. Dawn Guard is scary. Okay, so yeah, and it's gonna turn nighttime here if I don't cast anything. But I probably still have to not cast anything here. So we'll be taking a bit of a beating. Opponent's gonna generate some card advantage. Alright, even Fetch is a nice tapper, so another scary blue-white deck. I'm probably going to block the 2-3 here since I have access to Counterspell. And then I can still play Gale Drifter to maybe trade for the Trapper next turn. Or Organ Hoarder, I guess, is maybe better. Opponent just attacks with a 3-3, so... Alright, let's just take it. And then we're probably going to fire off this Counterspell or Cycle Startled. That's not a card I'm interested in countering, so we'll let this pass. And then maybe I counter the 0-2 since it's going to be annoying tapping my stuff down. So this is a better trade. Opponent gets to search again, so even if I'm countering his spells, he gets to jet leverage some card advantage. So this is not going to be an easy match. Find second to Gavany Dawnguard. I guess I'm fine playing out Organ Hoarder. Or play Gale Drifter and trade, and we can still get a 2-2 flyer later. Maybe that's better. Although if I trade here, he's probably just going to play second to Gavany Dawnguard. But the question is, what am I really looking for? I don't really have much I'm looking for. So I guess I just play Gale Drifter and take it from there. And I'm fine trading for this 3-3 and hope there's no annoying combat trick, since we're kind of behind. Dual Craft Trainer, and he has Coven, so even worse. I guess I'm hoping he doesn't target his Dawnguard, because I'm not blocking it, so I need to kill this next turn. And then, yeah, I guess I'll have to take 6 here, since the damage is, since I don't have any good blocks, and there's really nothing I want to chump with, so unfortunately I need to take 6. But this turn I guess we can Eaten Alive and play Organ Hoarder then. Could also Eaten Alive for 5 mana, but I think we need to get on the board, so... Yeah, let's play Organ Hoarder. And then I think we still need to stay back with all, take a Siege Zombie. So getting some nice value, and then we sacrifice a creature in exile, Dual Craft Trainer, and stay back since we aren't really in the mood to be aggressive in this game. And we'll see go. So it's going to take a while to beat this opponent since he just kind of outvalued us with the Shipwreck Sifters and the Dawnguard. And he has way more cards and we're behind on life, so this is not going to be an easy match. Borrowed time on Scob, on the Flyer, so he's going to start pinging me the air. So yeah, we're on the clock. But at least the Organ Hoarder is holding off the opponent a bit. And even, I guess, the Trapper, the Candle Grove Witch is going to be annoying now, so... Yeah, not good. I guess I can attack. We can still trade off Siege Zombie, maybe. Yeah, I think we need to get aggressive here. We have Scob Wrangler that can maybe, start tapping things down, so we'll let the opponent take 4. Play Scob Wrangler, play Zombie. And then we can still tap something down. I guess what I can do is I can still, I guess I have to... Yeah, he has Coven here, so that's annoying. So I might have to use Startled on the 2-2 before damage, and then... yeah, I guess we let this happen. And we might as well startle the 2-2, and then tap down the Hookon Drifter. Or... I don't have to tap it down. If I tap down the Hookon Drifter, I can leave the 3-2 up, but then the 2-3 can attack, so I think we just take 1. And then we can always tap down the 2-3 end of turn. And attack with Organ Hoarder. I can also drain the opponent for 1, but that's not going to do much. Outrider is a bit of a problem. Same with the second Bait Hook Angler, so yeah, I don't have any good attacks, even if I tap one of their creatures down, so we're just facing against a really powerful white-blue deck, so I need a way to answer his Flyers, or at least the Uldric's Outrider. Falcon A-Bomb could be okay. Guess I don't hate that. And I can still tap down the Candle Grove Witch. And we still have good blockers, so I guess that's fine. And this exile, so it doesn't die. The Odric's Outrider doesn't get to do much. Silver Bolts, that's bad. Okay, rip. So I guess Scob Wrangler is gonna get. He's gonna kill Scob. We're gonna activate Scob, tap down the Witch for the turn, and then we still have the 3/2 that can do some work. Yeah, rip. We still have Crawl, but I'm probably gonna end the turn. Use Lauder Zombie to surveil. I could drain, but I don't. Again, I'm not trying to. I can't win by damage. Diagraph Horde isn't the worst. I guess we can be aggressive with Diagraph Horde. So yeah, I guess since we now got Diagraph Horde, we can attack for 3, and then I don't know if this is correct. And then Diagraph Horde and maybe go wide and kill him next turn with Siege Zombie. Who knows? So go. So opponent might want to be careful here. He can hit me for 3. The question is, does he have enough blockers? This is still a 3-turn clock. So I can still maybe afford to have 1 extra turn. Opponent hits me for 2. Yeah, I might just start draining here, actually. Since the opponent isn't doing much. And every damage matters. So I'm going to actually start draining the opponent here. Since we're kind of getting there with what we have. Yeah, we can drain for 3, which is kind of insane. And then, do I attack with all? If I attack with all, what happens? He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blockers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he has 6 blockers. What happens? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can hit for 9 still. Is that worth it? Not sure. I still think I only attack with the 3/2 and then we stay back. I guess he can draw some cards and make it daytime, so maybe it's time to... Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Block, 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 block. Wow, I guess that's enough. We still have enough to kill him, assuming he doesn't have an instant here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Wait. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3. I hate how counting this. Okay. 1, 2. Okay. Let's assume. Okay, these 2 are gonna be blocked. Okay. 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess that's not enough. We can still put him down to 1. So that's probably not worth it. Let's just attack with the 3/2. Next turn, he might go for an all-out attack. It's going to become nighttime, so he gets to draw 2 cards with the Dawn Guard. So he might make enough blockers next turn still, but we can still... Okay, so he's missing here. Alright, he didn't get 2 cards, so that's good. Faithful Mending, kind of annoying, since now he gains life. But he's kind of forced to discard. I guess he can flash it back to gain even more life, so... opponent still has a 3-turn clock on us. Sun Gold Barrage. I guess it's fine with Siege Zombie, since I can still tap down some Decayed zombies here. I guess he can do an all-out attack, but I might have enough blockers. Let's see. I'm guaranteed to take 3. Opponent's forced to attack with all. So let's see. Let's move the blocks. Block. 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 And then I guess I can still block the 2/3. And we're taking 5. Yeah, that sucks. Well, this was kind of close. But the opponent just had to find a removal spell and gain some life. Oh well. We might as well just see what would have happened. Yeah, we lose here. We just took too much damage, and the Sun Gold Barrage off the top was really key. I guess he drew into it anyway, so very close match. I could see myself winning here. But we were far behind in that match anyways, and the opponent had a really good deck, so yeah. If he didn't have removal, maybe a single creature I would have won, since if I fell back down to 2, I would have drained him twice, and then just smash and evolve, and we would have won. So kind of sucks, but all right, we're still 3-2. Just need to get a couple more wins and take it from there. A Static Awakener, no blue mana, but we can maybe get a 3rd land for Shady Traveler. I'll try it. Once you have access to blue, hopefully we can sacrifice something and get value off of it. But yeah. Delver Secrets. I don't mind trading for Delver. It's kind of annoying. And there's a chance he's in blue-red spells, which can just keep growing this, so I'm fine. Blue-white, so a trick into Shipwreck Sifter, so that kind of sucks since he can grow this. Alright, at least we got our 3rd land drop, which is nice, and we can still attack because this wasn't a disturb creature. So we can still curve out here nicely. And had the Homestead Courage been on top, this would have transformed, which would have been a problem, so trading wasn't bad. Falcon is okay. I have Startled, so I can still attack with both next turn. Yeah, let's go for it. And I can still... Okay, takes it? Sure. Opponent can grow his Falcon into a 4/4 with the stupid Homestead Courage. And it also gains Vigilance, does it? Yeah, so I think that's the play. He might just grow this into a 4/4. I can still attack with a Menacer, but he can still double block, so we might have to just stay back and start draining the opponent. But we're still ahead on board, so yeah, opponent might just be thinking of the Homestead Courage here. He might have to play it out because if I get to land 5, he might assume I might get I decide to maybe diversify. I think I'm down with the high diversity. I'll take 2. It's not the end of the world. And then, do I attack with a Shady Traveler? I think I can attack with Gale Drifter and use Startled. If I attack with both of these and he double blocks, I guess I'm fine losing the Shady Traveler to trade for Falcon, so this is okay actually. And this way we get to still sneak in for 3 and I don't have to use Startled. Because he could have something here. And if he has a counterspell, yeah, this is fine. I think I'll Startled here. And if he has a counterspell, so be it. And a Loyal Grift to bounce it back so I don't get to draw a card. And he gets to make an extra zombie token, but I still sneak in for 2. And then Bait-Hook Angler could be fine here. We're still ahead. Another Shipwreck Sifter is kind of annoying, especially if he discards a Spirit. Now he gets to grow both. Okay, just discards a land, that's okay. Yeah, this card isn't great unless you can discard Spirits and have multiple copies. If he attacks with a 2/3, doesn't attack with a 2/3, okay. This is serviceable. I guess I attack with the Gale Drifter and play out Hobbling Zombie. I guess if we trade, I might want to just flashback it back for value, so this is fine. Trade is fine. And I think I flashback it back to be mana efficient. And we can still drain him with Siege Zombie. We still have some good blocks as well. So, opponent not the most optimal blue-white deck, especially with cards like Delver. In blue-white, you aren't going to be instant or sorcery heavy, so it's going to be really difficult to transform this. If the opponent attacks, I'm fine. If not, we can just sit back and drain all day. And if he does nothing, this will become a 4/4. So we get a good attack in. And we have Flip the Switch as backup, so I think we can attack here. Do I want to trade Whale Drifter? I guess by attacking here, he doesn't have a good double block. So I'll send in both, and I'm fine trading here. It's already a nice 2-for-1. We trade Gale Drifter and Whale Drifter for 2 good solid creature cards, and if he has a trick, I can flip the switch. And he does, and that's annoying, so I might as well counter it. And it's probably going to resolve here, since there's no 2-mana counter spells. We get to smash him for 4, and we get to drain him end of turn. So that's nice. And we can say go. I'm fine putting my 2/1 in front of this 1/2 because I'm afraid of Faithful Mending and multiple Shipwreck Sifters. It can get pretty annoying. Opponent bounces to draw a card, I guess, and maybe trigger his Shipwreck Sifters now. We'll see. I guess he wants to turn Daytime. Scab Wrangler is good, but we can still drain him for 1 end of turn. Opponent turns it into Daytime. We can play Hobbling Zombie and keep up mana, and keep the land in hand to represent a spell. We can move to combat. Opponent's probably just going to tap Shady Traveler. That's fine. If we attack with all, he still gets a good block on Siege Zombie. I can get in for 4, but it's still a little bit too ambitious. I think we say go, and then we can still drain him end of turn, put him down to 5. And the opponent doesn't have any flyers and is not really threatening, so if he discards another spirit though, this can grow, so that can be kind of scary. Hopefully this is not another opponent with Faithful Mending, discards another land. Another Overwhelmed Archivist can discard a spirit now. Surprised the opponent doesn't discard spirits to grow this. If I was him, I might consider discarding, but it's getting to a late game, I guess, and he just wants to find spells. I don't care about taking these hits. We can just sit back with a Siege Zombie all day and drain. And that's totally fine. And an extra creature we can drain for 2 per turn. And Diagraph Horde was a nice pickup, so I could attack first. I could attack with this 2/3, which I don't mind since it leaves back a body. And if it trades with a Disturb creature, even better. We don't have any other good attacks. I could attack with a Shady Traveler. If he double blocks, I can trade for Scab Wrangler, but let's move to attacks first. He's probably going to tap the Scab Wrangler into 2 zombies. Yeah, and I guess I'm down for the trade since it still leaves back a body. And I can still have extra value by burning. And I'm fine with the trade here, since I can just exile the Flyer. Hopefully no 1 mana gain to get +2 gain a million life. Interesting, so he's just going to tap my Siege Zombie. Not sure if that does much. Yeah, I guess it does, because if I play Diagraph Horde, I make 3 bodies, so at least I can get in the extra drain. But never mind, I will make a body anyways. But we're still fine, because Diagraph Horde still holds the fort. We are still at a pretty high life total, and we get to exile his Disturb creature here. So let's take out the Archivist, and then I guess we can take out the land in case he gets it back. Not sure. I guess Revenge is really annoying. I'm not sure what I should have exiled there. Don't think it matters, unless he's playing green. And there's no blue-white ways to get back instances and sorceries or creatures, so you can still drain him once, drain him twice, and drain him again. So yeah, this can go off, assuming you have spirits to discard, but without spirits, they're just kind of whatever. You can tap this down in hits, Revenge. I'll keep it on top. Yeah, that's totally fine. It's just so strong that I'm fine drawing it again. If the opponent is aggressive, that's fine. I think I should be able to kill him for lethal. So, yeah. I think the opponent just knows he's not going to win, so yep. Might as well go out with a bang. So we're 4-2. Just need 3 more wins to get to 7. Still a long way to go. And then we can do a second draft. And then say farewell to Midnight Hunts. Although this is going to go on all week, but we've done this set enough, a million times, it's fine. Just don't have much Midnight Hunt content on my channel, that's the reason why I'm doing this. I like reading these lore. They're usually tips that tell you how to play, but it's nice that they now include lore in the loading screens. Because I have no idea about Kamigawa. I've never played the original sets before, but it's really interesting and really cool. Alright, Awakener on 1, can't say no to that. Hopefully we can drop a Falcon and sacrifice the token on the draw. Multiple mulligans. Okay, red. Well, I'm not going to underestimate red, obviously, since we did lose to a red-black deck. Opponent probably wants to kill this immediately on turn 3. But by killing this, then my Falcon gets to stick around. Shady Traveler. I could attack and sacrifice my Siege Zombie, but I'm fine better playing off the Falcon Abomination. So now he has 2 targets he needs to deal with, the Falcon and the Ecstatic Awakener. We'll say go. Can take a hit and then drain him end of turn. Although against a red-black, I don't want to be taking too much damage, but I don't have any good double blocks. Otherwise, he can just fire off the Silver Bolt and punish me. So I'm probably going to take 2 here. Nope, so I guess we drain him. And then if he's going to let me untap, then I have mana available to get value. And then if he switches in nighttime, so let's move to combat, attack for 2. And then I guess I fire off the Midnight Ambush. By doing this, then he can use Silver Bolt on my 1/1, but that's okay. I do have a follow-up Siege Zombie, so we might as well get rid of this now. Cast our Doomblade. And then there's no way for him to save him in this set. There's no Morbid, whatever. So he definitely wants to take out the Static Awakener, I have to imagine. Yeah, this is the scariest card. But that's fine. We still get to drain and then play out Siege Zombie. Not sure if this matters since I'm going to have 3 creatures on board anyways. Probably not. There's no board wipe in red. I guess there's Mythic Massacre in the set, but I'm still going to play out my stuff. Mounted Dread Knight without value feels kind of bad. Alright, let's just play our Mythic Common. And then Morbid Opportunist is a bomb. Although there's second Organ Hoarder here, it's probably still correct to take Morbid Opportunist. That way, if we can send in the Zombie token eventually and cash in for a card. And then this has a much more like permanent effect, whereas Organ Hoarder, it's just like 1. And then opponent realizes he's just too far behind. Sure. Next turn we were planning to, if he attacked we would have taken it and then swung with everyone, play Morbid, cash in the Decayed Zombie token, but yeah, you definitely take Morbid Opportunist over Organ Hoarder in the set, pack 1, pick 1. Like we know Organ Hoarder is better than like 90% of the rares and uncommons, but I'm not sure what the percentage is, I'm just making this up, but you guys get the deal. Morbid Opportunist I think is like I don't think I would take any card over it. I mean, maybe an insane bomb, but it's close. Like, I probably wouldn't take it over Sludge Monster, or maybe I would, or I wouldn't take it over Grafted Identity or Lisa. But Lisa is 2 colors, so it's really rough. I hate having to open up a pack with an insane bomb, and then having to consider the Morbid Opportunist, but they're both, but it's close. Premier Draft Midnight Hunt would be more fun, since if once blue black gets cut off, you can do some sort of you have to lean back into the disturb decks. And I usually end up drafting blue-green in the Premier Draft most of the time, and I end up like doing some sort of blue-green splashing white, which is really fun, and it can lead to some really interesting games. But yeah, bot draft, just take advantage of the of blue and black while the bots kindly ignore it, and then you can at least cash in your 50 gold for 850 gems. Alrighty then, opening hand. Larder Zombie, we're definitely keeping Morbid. We're on the draw. Yeah, sure. Don't know if I'll play this out exactly on turn 3 yet. Alright, Silverbolt, probably not going to play it out on turn 3, since I'd rather have Shady Traveler die to it. Assuming I can get a 3rd land, that is. A Static Awakener, quite powerful. Luckily, we drew into at least a 2-drop to curve out with. But next turn, we really need to hit our 3rd land. Otherwise, we might be in trouble. Third land plays Shady Traveler. I'm happy if he kills this. Alright, that's fine too. Please give me a land. Blades Gob isn't the worst, but it's not a land. But by doing this, we can hopefully have the opponent use their expensive removal while they're at it to buy some time. Ghostly Procession is not a card I care about. I guess he can kill my creature and then make a token. Luckily, I guess I have a Static Awakener now, so we just need a 3rd land. We can Surveil end of turn. I might actually Surveil if he tries to kill something here, because we need to chip in some value. Alright, so he's going to kill this. I'm going to use my Larder Zombie immediately to get a land off the top. I'll take 1. Opponent gets to make a zombie token to stack the Awakener. Alright, Z Zombie can go. But I really need to hit my land here, and maybe find a way to deal with this Static Awakener while I'm at it. A second Static Awakener, not looking good here. Alright, we finally got our lands. Could play maybe Morbid Opportunist. Keep a Flip the Switch maybe. Lots of interesting decisions, because he can stack the zombie and make a 4/4, which can be kind of annoying. I might want to maybe keep a Flip the Switch instead. He can attack with both Static Awakeners freely. I guess by doing so, I can still keep up the Static Awakener if he wants to stack the token and offer a trade. He does make a second one though, so it's kind of interesting. Yeah, very interesting dynamics here. Yeah, the fact that he can activate these make it so that Flip the Switch isn't great to keep around. And then I might use up my mana doing nothing. I guess I can still stack the Larder Zombie end of turn, which could be fine. Not exciting though. I guess I can play Morbid Opportunist and punish him if he wants to stack the zombie token. So that's fine. Let's let go. And hope he runs out of removal. Yeah, pretty questionable here, but I'm happy if he stacks. So now I can punish him for stacking the token if he wants to do anything here. He can still attack me though, and I don't have to block. I'm hoping he stacks a token. I do want to hit my lands. And if he does, I guess I'm fine. I mean, he doesn't have to stack the token. That's a funny thing about it. He can just smash him for 2, so we'll see. Okay, so it's gonna die anyway, so I might as well block a Larder Zombie, I guess. And then, before it dies, I might as well Surveil to maybe hit a land, so... He could see a pump spell here, but he's probably just gonna sack to a Static Awakener. The Morbid Opportunist is just gonna trigger, and before it resolves... Why doesn't it let me Surveil? That's funny. Oh, well, I mean, I got a land anyway, so it's okay. I guess I'll be taking 4, which doesn't look great, but it's fine. I was expecting this play to work, and at least I draw a card off of this. Hopefully no Moonrager Slash. Okay, this is fine. Baithook Angler, I think I'd throw that into the yard. This is decent sack fodder, but I don't think I want a random Baithook Angler at this stage of the game. Organ Hoarder is nice, though. I guess I might want to keep a flip, but this 4/4 is just going to keep attacking me. So I'm kind of in a rough spot here. I could use Eaten Alive to sack the Larder Zombie, draw a card, and take it from there. I could also... Yeah, I guess this 4/4 is going to be a problem, so we're going to use Eaten Alive here. Sack the Larder Zombie to deal this 4/4. He makes a 2/2 Zombie, though, which also isn't great. I can still play out Overwhelmed Archivist, maybe discard, or play out Shady Traveler. He can smash in for 4 next turn, which is kind of annoying. I guess I play out Shady Traveler and take it from there. I just need to deal with this opposing a Static Awakener and I should be fine. But it kind of sucks that he's just going to keep sacrificing and hitting me for 4, but I guess the Morbid Opportunist again just offsets that by allowing me to draw cards, so Eaton's alive for 5, so... Alright, opponent respects the Shady Traveler. Plays Voldaren Stinger, which is kind of annoying. I can still play land and play out my 5-drop. Or play out Baithook Angler and keep up a Static Awakener. That could be okay as well. He gets to activate Voldaren Stinger twice, so I might have to set up a double block on it though, which could lead to some interesting scenarios. I think I play out Baithook Angler and keep up Flip the Switch and a Static Awakener, and we'll see go. Might have to just take a ton of damage from this Voldaren Stinger. I don't really care about the Ghoulish Procession. It does the fact that it gives him tokens for the 2/2 is kind of annoying, but I'm still fine. So now what? So what we can do here is, I guess we can still double block the Stinger. He can activate twice though. But if he activates it twice, I can block the Static Awakener and kind of blow him out. There's another block I could make. I could block here. Block here, and then I guess block here. So then he's forced to sacrifice the Static Awakener. Boom, pumps the Voldaren Stinger once, but then I get to... I guess I don't want to block like... Yeah, let's think here. I guess First Strike will happen before regular combat damage, so he doesn't have to sack the Static Awakener, and that can be kind of awkward. He can pump it twice, but then I don't kill any of the creatures. So maybe the block is like this, and then the block is like this. I guess that's okay. The Voldaren Stinger I won't be able to deal with. But at least I can trade a Static Awakeners, and that's fine. And I still have a 2/3, so I think this block is correct. He still makes another token, but that's okay. I mean, he could just pump, and I'm fine maybe letting the damage happen, but I guess if he pumps this, I might as well sack this, and then this forces him to sack the token, and then we trade here, and then we're left with a 1/1 and a 2/2. And I guess that's okay, and we can still set up a double block on it later. Otherwise, if I block like this, the First Strike, he can move the First Strike damage, and I'm forced to sacrifice a Hunt Drifter, and then his Static Awakener does not necessarily need to sacrifice. He can pump the Voldaren Stinger twice. Decides to sack the Voldaren Stinger instead. Funny. Okay, it's not... I guess I sacrifice before he draws a card. Okay, I guess I'm fine with this exchange. Not sure if that was correct. I think sacrificing the token was correct, since it was going to die anyway, so I'm not sure about this. I guess he wants to finish off the 2-1 maybe? With a cut purse. Alright, that makes sense. So I do want to exile this eventually. I can play out Organ Hoarder. I could also use Crawl from the Cellar to get something back, which I also don't hate. I might have to actually play Overwhelmed Archivist and keep up the flip the switch actually, but by doing so I would have to discard Crawl. If I use Crawl from a Cellar, I can get back Siege Zombie, or Larder Zombie, I guess, which is a really good blocker. Play out Larder Zombie, keep up Flip the Switch. He might be able to pay for Flip the Switch at this point now though, so it's kind of questionable here. The thing is, he can also just disturb this immediately, so not sure what I should do. Maybe it's just fine running out Diagraph Horde, or maybe I do just run out Archivist, discard the land, or discard Crawl, and then take it from there. Yeah, it's okay. I'm not sure. I guess I can still discard land, and then play out the land, since I might want to double Crawl here. And if he replays it, I can still counter it, so... Crappy thing is he makes another decay, but... I still should be fine. If he runs this out, I can counter it. Or Arrogant Ally. I guess I can't counter Arrogant because he can pay, so I'll take it, and then if he has a second follow-up, I'll counter it. And if not, I can still... I guess he's playing around... Yeah, smart player, he's playing around Counterspell, that's smart, but luckily we could exile his stuff and mess with his graveyard, so get rid of this and get rid of, I guess, Moonrager Slash since it can burn face. And then I might as well Crawl here. And then what do I get back? I'm kind of liking just a Static Awakener since it can draw me a card. So, or Bladestitch Scob to pump my team. I think a Static Awakener with the zombie tokens is nice, and this only triggers off of non-token. No Way Out, that's fine. I guess the counter spell is kind of useless now. And I hate getting rid of my Organ Hoarder, but I guess I can buy it back. I guess I can get rid of my Static Awakener since it's just cheap. It's just cheaper to get back with Crawl. So now we can run out Organ Hoarder, and we can also play out Overwhelmed Archivist, which is really nice. Gale Drifter can end up in the yard, or I can play out Gale Drifter. Do I really need another Startled? Startled is fine. I guess I'll just take Startled. We'll get some disturb value here. Play out land, play out Overwhelmed Archivist, and I think we say go. And we can still Crawl, get maybe back Bladestitch Scob, and do some sort of all-out attack eventually. Is this a May ability? I guess not, so I could end up decking myself if I'm not careful. Okay, that's annoying. Alright. That Ron Reunion top tech really hurts. Yuck. So I should have kept the Gale Drifter in my hand. But we should still be okay. We still have an Archivist that can attack. But yeah, the opponent messing with our graveyard definitely hindered us. But we can still loot with the Archive Haunt. And then Scob Wrangler was really nice gift. Since now we can tap his creatures down. He can attack with zombies, but I can still block pretty reasonably well, so we'll say go. And then now, I guess I can just keep tapping down his stuff and attacking. Yeah, let's go for it. Yeah, I'm fine. Falcon, probably get rid of Startle now, since I might need to keep up Ambush, and this makes me extra bodies to tap his stuff down, so... So yeah, we're in pretty good shape here. Can tap down the Arrogant Outlaw, and even have the Midnight Ambush available, so... I guess I Midnight Ambush one of 2/2s if he attacks with fall. But yeah, my opponent realizes, yeah, you can't. Blue-black is just better than black-red zombies. So we're climbing our way back into 7. Power of Persuasion, nice sorcery speed, bounce spell. Actually, it's really bad. Never mind, what do I mean nice? It's a terrible card. The fact that sorcery speed is really bad and blue is not where you want to be in um, AFR, and is another one of those kind of mopey blue uncommons. So what am I talking about? Ignore everything I just said there. I wasn't thinking carefully. I was just, just blurting things out. All right, so this is the final boss. Hopefully we can get to 7, and then I'm happy doing another Midnight Hunt draft. Call it, and then I'll jam some Neon Dynasty maybe in a couple hours or next day. This is a really cool set. All right, silver opponent for my final boss. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to say no to Morbid on with an opening hand. We're on the draw, though, so against an aggressive deck, this could be problematic, but I still think we keep with both of our colors. I think it's okay. Turn 1 Lunarch Veteran, not what I want to see. Okay, at least we can guarantee turn 3. Probably run out to Hobbling Zombie first. Take a bit of a beating. Hopefully no 2-drop. Otherwise, I'll be... Hopefully no Candle Grove Witch. That's the worst since it can gain Coven. The best white common in Midnight Hunt. Yeah, this card's really unassuming, but it just does so much. It's everything you want in the black-white sacrifice deck. It's Disturb for blue-white, and then it also gains life to help you race. So luckily no 2-drop. So we can develop the Hobbling Zombie on turn 3, maybe turn 4 Organ Hoarder or Gale Drifter, depending on what I want to do. Luckily no turn 3 Hasty guy. The 3-mana 3/3 haste daytime nighttime creature is really scary. Spellroom Painter is also kind of annoying. Hopefully the opponent doesn't have a removal spell. I can take 3. I mean, if he uses removal, at least it's not going to become nighttime. He might turn it nighttime and use Borrow Time. Okay, rip. So he probably just want to run out Organ Hoarder next turn. Although I don't know what I need. I already have what I have here. Could run out Gale Drifter, potentially. But I might need to save this for another flyer, so we'll run out Organ Hoarder here. And then find maybe some good spells. Archivist can go in the graveyard, but I don't need lands anymore, so we'll take the Archivist. And then Archivist, I guess, can even discard Gale Drifter if we want to hold on to some lands. But that's nice. Putting 2 lands off the bottom. Field of Ruin, not a card I see too often. I mean, it's not the worst if they use it, because I still get to get a land. Full cost Search Party Captain. Baithook Angler isn't bad. We can double spell, maybe discard a land to Baithook Angler. I could also run out Bait Hook Angler and Morbid Opportunist as well. And by doing that, I can set up a Behemoth the next following turn, so I don't hate that. This way we can run this out. And then we don't think I'm attacking here, so go. Since the 2-1 lines up nicely here, and hope he doesn't have a way to kill Opportunist. And if he does, that sucks. But if he doesn't have removal, then if he uses a removal, then Behemoth can maybe start getting in there. We'll see. Opponent's just hovering. It doesn't mean he has a removal. He's just reading it. Don't worry. If the opponent transforms nighttime, then that's fine. So now what we can do is we can sacrifice this and draw a card. And I'm fine running out the land here, since my hand seems kind of mana intensive. So we'll sacrifice the Angler, although we could pay this for 7, so we can get some value. Drop a random 7/6 out on the battlefield. And this can block the 3/4 nicely next turn. We'll say go. And even if he has the 5 mana burn spell, this is at 6 toughness. Opponent attacks here, that's a strange attack. I guess I can double block it. And even if it dies, I draw a card, so I guess he can pump it multiple times, but maybe this is enough power. He needs to pump it 3 times. Maybe I'm hoping he doesn't have much. A Burn the Accursed, I mean, it's not going to kill it. So at least it trades. And I still draw a card. So that was good. So drawing even more cards. I guess if I'm drawing more cards, I'm happy playing out lands. So now I have 7 mana available. I can play Organ Hoarder and Shady Traveler, or Organ Hoarder and I guess I might want to get a Flyer out at this stage. So that's fine. Let's play land, play Gale Drifter here. Just start applying pressure, and then don't need to really attack on the ground, so I think Shady Traveler is okay. And we can punish him if he turns at nighttime. So we'll say go. And then, yeah, we drew 2 cards off of this already, so even if my Behemoth died, we were still in fine shape. Survivor can bring back a 2-drop. Interesting attack, so he wants to bring back Lunarch Veteran, funny enough. Yeah, I guess we block like this and this. And we still draw a card. Survivor Transform, but we can still trade off for it. It's not the end of the world. Opponent gets the 1/1 Flyer, a cheap Search Party Captain, sure. But we should be able to outvalue the opponent regardless, so could leave with Overwhelmed Archivist. Or play Organ Hoarder. Not sure, I don't think it matters much. Probably not much. Let's just run out the Archivist first. Discard Swamp. At this stage we don't need it. Crawl is not bad. What do I want to crawl? Don't want to get back Organ Hoarder since I'm kind of running light. But I might as well just run out our Organ Hoarder here just to be mana efficient. And then, yeah, I don't mind Diagraph Horde, although I don't mind Ambush because I might need removal, and I can crawl this back either way, so I think I'll take the Midnight Ambush. And then I can still play out land, get back the Diagraph Horde in case he ends up exiling it, and then put a counter on my Organ Hoarder, so yeah, we're definitely going to go off this game. Attack for 3, could attack for 2, but this holds back the 2/2, and he has a good double block, so this is fine. And we can also mess with his graveyard. It's fine. I can still kill the Avenger. I think I kill the Avenger here. Maybe I should have saved. Maybe I should attack first in case he had a trick. But this is fine. And I'm fine attacking with these 3 actually. Larder Zombie is interesting. Yeah, let's move to combat. Could also attack with Shady Traveler, but yeah, I think this is fine. He can pump and trade for one of these, but it doesn't have first strike. Rager Slash, sure. Doesn't use it on Organ Hoarder. Could run out Diagraph Horde, but I can just double spell here regardless. So, yeah, I can triple spell actually. Run this out, and then we'll run this out, and then we can even surveil end of turn if we want to, so this is nice. So we're just 2, like, outvaluing this opponent, grinding him to oblivion. So how much can he pump this into 5? I could still like triple block it and still be fine. So yeah, let's do it. How much is this? 4, 5, 6, 7. So he can pump it twice only. So yeah, this is okay. I think I'm fine with this, and I still draw a card, and I can surveil end of turn. I should be careful about decking myself, but I still think we should have enough playables that it's okay. And then this dies to Larder Zombie still. I still draw a card. Doesn't loot. Interesting. I guess I can attack for 3. I might as well play out Siege Zombie and Diagraph for it. I mean, I'm already just going to outvalue the opponent, so yeah, the red-white strategy, not great in this format. So keep that in mind, and I'm probably just going to fire off another draft here, and then once that's over, we'll call it for MID. So if any of you need to revisit Innistrad Midnight Hunt or Double Feature, just remember, just draft it like you would Innistrad Midnight Hunt. Prioritize the blue cards and black cards in Midnight Hunt a lot higher with both sets combined. The Crimson Vow one's not as much, but you know, for synergy purposes, even like Stitch Assistant, Repository Scob, Scatter Thoughts, Diver Scob, Lunar Rejection, Lantern Bearer could all be put into consideration, but definitely not as high as the Innistrad Midnight Hunt decks. So yeah, just a solid blue-black deck, nothing much. What you would basically essentially just try to lean towards as much as possible in this format. We had triple Diagraph for it, but funny enough, I only saw like usually once. Oh, never mind. I thought we had triple Diagraph for it. That was another game. Well, yeah, we saw this card a lot in every matchup, and it was great. So we saw every one of these cards. What cards did we not see too often? Startled, funny enough, we didn't see too often. Yeah, we saw most of our cards. So, yeah, not bad. Easy blue-black deck. Nothing too exciting. It's basically any blue-black, kind of like any other blue-black deck in this format. With multiple Organ Hoarders, Awakeners, Hordes, Eaten Alives. Yeah, you get the drill, flip the switch, Falcon. Yeah, just no Revenge of the Drown. That was the only top common we were missing, but let's claim. And yeah, do one more final Midnight Hunt, and then move on to Neon Dynasty, and stop being a coward after this draft. Since I don't want to lose my top ranking. No. I mean, I did get top ranking last season regardless, so I shouldn't be too scared. But yeah, number 22 Mythic is nice. Let's fire off another quick draft. And what do we have the pleasure of opening? Do we draft blue-white this time? We did open up a powerful white rare, and yeah, this is great. Otherwise, there's Flesh Taker and Rite of Oblivion, which are really interesting. Lunarch Veteran, probably the best common in this pack, but I'd still maybe take the uncommons over it, even though this is a good card. And then it's kind of funny, between Rite and Flesh, I think you take Rite, if I'm not mistaken, although, again, the argument against taking too much removal in black in this format is that there's already enough at common, so maybe it's better to just take the sack outlet that can finish the game. But this is almost like this is an insane 2-for-1 if you can, almost a 3-for-1 if you can have things to sack. Whereas this can get answered still. It makes it difficult to block, and you know, it can gain you a bit of life and scry. They're both really close. It's kind of hard, but we're still going to take Brutal Cathar to stay open. And then if you can flip this back in the daytime and get another exile, it's great. So maybe we draft white this time. And this is a nice first pick. Following up Brutal Cathar, we have some okay white cards here. Bereaved Survivor, best in black-white, not necessarily great in white, blue. I guess it's outside of white-blue, it's good. There's Gavney Silversmith here, but we're probably just going to take Revenge of the Drowned and maybe hone into blue-white. This is by far the best card in this pack. But if we want to stick with whites, I think we'd be looking at maybe Survivor or Silversmith. These two are kind of interesting. Survivor is definitely decent in black-white, white-green, and white-red, but not amazing in blue-white since you aren't looking to attack on the ground, and you have a bunch of disturbed creatures to get from the yard anyways. But we're still going to take Revenge here. It's a top common and puts me in blue. So this is how the format works. You don't really stay open. You lean towards this archetype. Ooh, I do like Lunarch Veteran in blue-white. Great disturbed creature. And nice early 1-drop. There's also Faithful Mending, which I'm hoping we could wheel later. Moonrager Slash is the best red common. And then Silverbolt's kind of medium. And if we wanted to go into blue-green, we have Dryad's Revival as a cool card, but we'll take Lunar Veteran. Best white common. Ooh, flip the switch. Alright, I don't mind. Flip the switch here. Some okay black cards. And that's about it. Diagraph Rebirth, not too different from Crawl, but a solid 2 for 1. We'll take Flip the Switch, though. And we'll take Falcon Abomination, so bots don't respect blue. And then we can face against the other red-white, red-green drafters at the table and take advantage of it. So we're definitely locked in blue for now. So not sure. Could take a Geist Wave. If we end up blue-white, this is at its best, since you can always target your own disturbed creature, draw a card, and then replay the first half of it again. There's also Consider for disturbing. But yeah, never wrong just having another removal spell. Take a Geist Wave. I mean, interaction spell, not removal. Take a Soul Guide Gryff here. Nice, solid Curve Topper. There's also, I guess, Thermal Alchemist. Might actually consider the Thermal Alchemist here. Like, if we end up blue-red spells, this is, like, a really important component. And Soul Guide Gryff is a good card, but kind of we can maybe pick up one later. And if white is open, we'll get one eventually. So I guess we're still in the room to stay open here. And Thermal Alchemist, if I somehow just end up blue-red, I'm going to miss out on this card, which is very important. And we know we're base blue, but not sure if we're going to be white, even though we do have Brutal Cathar and Lunarch, which are great cards. But I'm going to take Thermal Alchemist here. It's just enough better than Soul Guide Gryff. I'm going to speculate. And then there is a Flame Channeler here. There's Shadow Beast Sighting for blue-green, and then Storm Rider Spirit for blue-white. So a lot more other options, a lot of good options here. This is as home in blue-red. With a bunch of burn spells. We did take Thermal Alchemist. I don't know, we could just still stay open and take Storm Rider Spirit, but this is like a blue-white card anyways. Or just take Shall Be Sighting. Maybe we just keep ourselves open in all colors, which is not a bad idea. I mean, I'm not going to miss out on Storm Rider Spirit that much. Shall Be Sighting is nice in blue-green self-mill. This is good in blue-red. This is good in blue-white. This is good in blue-black. We'll take Shadow Beast. It's whatever. And then, I guess, take a Blessed Defiance in blue-whites. This is also... I mean, I could consider this with blue-black, but you're going to make zombie tokens anyways to sacrifice, whereas Blessed Defiance is a really powerful trick in blue-white. Just makes a token that can fly, and then the life gain matters, the extra pump damage can matter, so we'll take a Blessed Defiance here. And then now we can consider Festival Crasher if we still end up in blue-red, which is an important common. And then... Amalgam could be okay in blue-green. Blue-white not so much, since blue-white wants to be aggressive. But I guess it has some synergy. Brimstone Vandal is kind of whatever. I guess it's still fine if we're kind of aggressive blue-red. Or just cut off blue by taking Drown Yard. I don't know. I'll take the Drown Yard. It doesn't really matter much here. And then Electric Rev for blue-red is a nice card. So we could just end up blue-red, who knows? But blue-white's also kind of open from what I'm seeing as we open up Champion of the Parish, which is kind of insane in the zombie deck. But there's also a Static Awakener here. No amazing blue cards to stay open. There's Search Party Captain in blue-white. 2 excellent blue-green cards. I guess we might as well take maybe one of these two. And between these two is kind of interesting. The Champion Parish can definitely go out of hand if we end up in blue-black zombies. Yeah, I mean, it can definitely grow faster than a Static Awakener. Like, imagine this on turn 1. Imagine casting, like, Siege Zombie on turn 2 and Falcon Abomination is already a 4-4. I think it's a lot better than a Static Awakener, and if this was pack 1, pick 1, I'd take Champion of the Perished. So there's a chance we can pivot back and we can draft another blue-black deck, since I'm not sure if I'm in blue-green. This white common is definitely not the same power level, and then these two cards are definitely not the same power level as of the black cards, so we'll take Champion. Keep our options open again. And then this pack is just whatever. The best card is Contortionist Troop. The blue cards is okay. I guess if we're going to be in blue-white, which we have most of the better white cards in, Silversmith is quite nice. And then this is okay in blue-red. Kind of slow and dirtily though. I'll take a Silversmith here, and yeah, maybe we still end up in blue-whites. I guess now we have a good blue common with Nimble Gas Intruder, which I'm going to take over Startled. Startled would be reasonable too. This is at its best in blue-whites, but still reasonable in blue-black. And it's just enough powerful in Startled that I think we take it. And if we still end up in blue-white, I mean, if we still end up in blue-black is okay, but in blue-white it's just too good, so yeah, we'll take Intruder here. And there's also Midnight Ambush we're passing, but that's fine. Blue-white looks open, and there's Morning Patrol, but probably just take Ominous Roost here. Although we don't have much Disturb going on. We have like one Disturb creature, and that's about it. So I could see taking Flip the Switch, actually, as a nice counterspell. Like, I do like this in blue-white and blue-green for the most part, but it doesn't look like we have much Disturb going on right now. And if we end up blue-black, Flip the Switch is just too powerful. There's also Morning Patrol, but just going to stick mono blue for now. Take the Flip the Switch. And now Covetous Castaway is nice. Nice 2-drop to have. You can even sacrifice it in blue-black. There's also Larder Zombie with Thorn Blessing in blue-green, but we'll take this. And then, I don't know about second Blessed Defiance. Am I a believer? I mean, otherwise, there's really nothing else in this pack. If I end up blue-white, there's a random Clarion Cathars. The blue-green cards are all just whatever. Second Blessed Defiance isn't the worst. We can annoy the opponent enough that they'll let us through. And yeah, now it's between Shipwreck Sifters and Search Party Captain. Not sure which one is better. This is better if we're more synergistic. This is just better, maybe if we want to play a safe game and not focus too much on synergy, the Search Party Captain is better. I mean, it's fine and less risky. This is not even a good card in blue-black. With double flip, I don't think I need another one. I think we actually take Shipwreck Sifters here, now that we picked up Covetous Castaway. Although, again, we don't have much synergy. It is a good 2-drop, though, and probably the best 2-drop in the blue-white Disturb deck. I still think I take it. I mean, hopefully we can pick up more stuff we can throw in the yard. I just want a good 2-drop, and then now we'll take a Soul Guide Griff for the top end, instead of taking Crawl or any of these cards. Black doesn't look open at all. And then I don't mind having an extra flyer. There's also the Evolving Wilds. But I'm liking Stormrider Spirit as a spirit for synergy reasons, and then with all these instances, it's good to keep up. So I do like a copy of Stormrider at the top end in these blue-white decks. And then, don't know about Silver Bowl. Blue-white does lack a bit of interaction, but I'll consider it in the sideboard. And then, yeah, this is a decent setup. Now we know what we're in. Ooh, another Brutal Cathar, but it's probably maybe borrow time, since Brutal Cathar is great. It is a creature and a removal spell, but the problem is that if it ends up dying, they get their creature back. This might have potentially more upside if we can switch to day and night cycle, but I think maybe borrow time is a little bit more safer now that we already have a Brutal Cathar. Yeah, I think it's fine. Like, it's not like Brutal Cathar is going to be attacking much. It's just a fine 2/2 with a nice creature to have early on that can maybe chip in some damage if we can cast it early. But in the long run, I think borrow time is a lot safer. Nebelgas Intruder is great, but I think borrow time still keeps us open. I mean, I think we know we're in blue-white at this point, so I'm not going to waste my time, and I'll take a Candle Grove Witch as a nice 2-drop in blue-white. There's also Gale Drifter. Best card is like Diregraph Horde. I mean, we could have still maybe gotten greedy here, taken the Nebelgas Intruder, and maybe taken a zombie for blue-black, but our deck doesn't really have that much great zombie synergy going on, so Candle Grove Witch is decent. Nice 2-drop, and then Organ Hoarder, the best common. We're not going to waste our time. And then second Shipwreck Sifters isn't the worst, although I don't have much to discard, but still probably to take over a third Flip the Switch, which is kind of insane. So I'm hoping we can maybe get one more Disturbed creature in the deck. Otherwise, I might have to cut it. There's a Centric Farmer. Maybe now we take Bereaved Survivor. Not sure if I'll play it, though, but could be fine with zombie tokens. Take Evolving Wilds. It seems like blue-green seems open from my right-hand side. Funny enough. I could play triple Stormrider Spirit. I don't really like ground creatures in blue-whites. Second Nebelgas Intruder is kind of insane. And then could maybe play Face Flare, not sure. Alright, the deck seems fine. Definitely lacking the synergy in blue-white, so I might need to make some interesting cuts here. I think this deck is okay. I can definitely see it's losing against the insane blue-black decks with like a Static Awakeners on turn 1. And there's not much we want to discard with the Shipwreck Sifters, funny enough. I'm still going to take Silverbolt here, I think, as maybe the final card, but there's nothing else in my sideboard I want. There's like an Otherworldly Gaze. These are like the non-creature spells. Borrow Time. Double Flip, we have some evasive threats. A bounce spell, Silverbolt. I mean, it's not the worst deck. I just find it hard for us to get a good card to discard with Shipwreck Sifters. But if we're lucky, we can discard either Lunarch Veteran and Covet's Castaway and get away with it. I don't know, it's kind of underwhelming, but I still think we just go for this and just call it. Alright, and then the mana base, keep it even split with Evolving Wilds, seem fine, even though we're slightly favoring blue more. I think it's still okay. I could even consider this Drown Yard Amalgam, but with a bunch of these 5-drops, I think I should be fine. And I don't think we are a control deck. We're kind of this aggressive tempo-oriented deck, so let's try this. Intruder. We're just trying to end the game with our Fliers, honestly. Not waste too much time dirtling around. Would be nice if we got some more disturbed creatures, but yeah, we'll settle. Maybe I do need to discard a Spirit early on. Like, if I have a 5-drop, another 5-drop Stormrider Spirit, then I'll discard to the Shipwreck Sifters to improve my draws, but yeah, and I also could have been in blue-green too, but I wasn't sure, so I just wanted to stay open and at least maybe gravitate towards the color that I thought had the better cards in the deck. So funny enough, we even wheeled like the Nebelgas Intruder from the second pack after taking Borrow Time over second Brutal Cathar. Although maybe the second Brutal Cathar wasn't bad, but the fact that Borrow Time answers non-land permanents over just creatures make it so that I might be better. I mean, they're both kind of close, funny enough. I'm not sure. I'll keep this since I'm on the play. Don't really like to discard. We can keep up maybe a counterspell and Silverbolt, so these two play really nicely with one another. And then Stormrider Spirit can maybe start attacking later on. Hopefully we're not facing against blue-black or a better blue-white opponent. Black, alright, that's already a bad sign. I can keep up Flip the Switch and Silverbolt, or I can just play out my Bereaved Survivor. Maybe that's fine. Getting some early damage, and then we still have Silverbolt to clear a path. He has his own Silverbolt, sure, but I can play out Organ Hoarder now, and then next turn we can keep up all of our instances. So luckily the opponent isn't doing much. And then what do I want? Nebelgas Intruder is nice to have access to. And discarding 2 lands, bombing 2 lands is nice. I mean, putting him in the graveyard, so yeah, I guess free win for us. I'm not in love with this deck. Like, it's fine, but it's missing the inherent synergies you really want in the blue-white deck. Like, the blue-white deck is not only looking to win with Flyers, but it's also looking to grind by discarding disturbed creatures and getting value off of discarding or self-milling disturb. So against a better blue-white deck with more disturbed creatures and ways to 2-for-1, we might fall behind unless we can end the game quickly. But blue-white also has access to Lunarch Veteran, which can gain a bunch of life, so it's not going to be an easy 7 wins, I have to imagine, unless my opponents are all like the first one. At least the searches are quick. I think I faced against this guy earlier, and he is a good player and a good drafter. We'll see. Alright, it's okay. I guess we can discard to discard Calvis Castaway to Shipwreck Sifter, so I like this. So we can get 2-3 early on, plus maybe Brutal Cathar to get a blocker out of the way. Not bad opening hand. So black-green, hopefully no Tovalar and Meathook Massacre. And discarding this is nice. I don't necessarily want to get these 2-drops back from the graveyard, but in the late game it could be okay. Ooh, now this is a good turn to Brutal Cathar in attack, so you definitely want to get the Brutal Cathars down earlier to leverage the damage and then save borrow time for later. This is 2 value, 2 CMC, so doesn't bring much back in our deck outside of Shipwreck Sifters. Opponent's casting tapping, so that's a good sign. Dawnhart Mentor is a great card, but we can maybe exile it. So yeah, the problem with this, it doesn't get instances and sorceries. I guess we attack here and then play out Bereave Survivor. Next turn we can still play Silverbolt and activate it if we want. We can even borrow time the Gavany Dawnguard if it gets annoying. I can also just say go and then flash in. Hound Tamer I can kill a Silverbolt. Could see a duel for dominance. I mean, do I just kill it now? I guess this is like the perfect target. He could still duel for dominance, which can be interesting. So there's an argument for using borrow time and then Geist Wave. Or I can just say go, make it nighttime, and then flash in Stormrider Spirit. I think we're so far ahead, I think I'm fine using Silverbolt here. And then this way we can chip in for 4 damage if he has a fight spell at least. I guess he could still fight my Brutal Cathar and get back to 1-4. But luckily he didn't have anything, so I should just maybe pass a turn, not sure. It's kind of interesting. We can borrow time the big... Ooh, nice. Alright, that was brutal. That was not the card I wanted to see. Yep. Yeah. Meathook Massacre. Not the card I want to see. I guess I might borrow time this, and then... I guess I want to flash in Stormrider Spirit next turn. Take 3, and then borrow time this, so then I can keep attacking in the air. Unfortunately, I will have to take 3 here, which isn't great. Consuming Blob. I guess that's the card I need to get rid of instead. So maybe the game is tempo now. Take 3, so we don't have to go in second main in case he has an sorcery, but yeah, I think we just need to curve out and kill him quickly now. Funny enough, opponent still gets a 4-5 out of the deal, but we can still bounce a token. So let's exile this. And then I guess we bounce a token, and then maybe handle the 3-5 later. Yeah, we might as well do this to turn it daytime. But the opponent, yeah, definitely that turn. I guess, yeah, Meathook Massacre and the Sludge Monster are scary. And he can stay back with the 1-4. So definitely not in a great spot. Ooh, Revenge of the Drowned. I could Revenge an attack. But I might want to set that up next turn. Maybe Soulguide Gryph exiling, tapping at the window is better. And then I can still take 6. Maybe bounce the Bird Admirer and attack. If I second blue, I might get greedy though and play Covet's Castaway. I could still double block the Burly Breaker. I lose a Flyer though, and I get punished by an instant. So it's not easy here. He also has Meathook Massacre. I think we take it here and risk it. Second Stormrider Spirit. If I bounce here, do I die? I guess I don't. If I bounce here, what happens? I attack for 6 down to 3, and then it's kind of lethal. And then I can still take 6. If he pumps it, this is, I guess, 9, so he can put me down to 1. So I think I actually revenge the Bird Admirer here and attack. And then hopefully he doesn't have anything. Keeps it on top, so I'm hoping he doesn't have anything here. Since next turn, even if he plays the Flyer, it's lethal. And then if he uses the pump spell from Catilda, I only fall down to 1. So I'm taking a huge risk here by doing this, but I think it's worth doing. Because I don't think I can beat Meathook Massacre in a 6-5, that's slamming me down. So I already fall too far behind from this. And if he pumps, I'm still going to be alive since I'm going to be down to 1. And then these 2 attacking is lethal, so yeah, I think that was the right thing to do. So if he plays this, he would need another spell to follow up, and if I attack with both, it's lethal, so hopefully he doesn't have anything. Oh, Stick Fingers is fine. I don't think this actually accomplishes anything. Gold Clark's Harvest. Okay, that's good. So, yeah, good games. Yeah, I think that was the right. We had to make that play since we weren't going to top deck anything, and yeah, just attack with our Fliers in that game. So, cheated the opponent out of his black green deck, but yeah, it was definitely scary. So sometimes the decisions are you have to just take the risk. I definitely can't beat the black green deck in the long run, and I can't afford to trade off any creatures. Otherwise, he just gains life, and it makes my game plan slower. So, I had to just kind of go all in that game. But the Meat Hook Massacre was definitely the turn where I kind of almost got owned. So, luckily he was at a low enough life total that I was able to just squeeze in enough damage. Alright, not the most exciting turn 2 opener, but we're definitely going to keep. We can keep up. We can flash a Nimblegas Intruder, since I think we have 2 other copies of it in the deck. And if we get a 2-drop, that's good. So probably keep up Counterspell and Flyer, end of turn. And luckily the opponent isn't doing much of his mana either, so we'll see go. Probably counter anything he plays. Morning Patrol. I don't really like the counter this card. I guess it's okay, but he can just play the Flyer end of turn. I mean, he can just disturb the Flyer, so I think we let this resolve, and then we Nimblegas Intruder, and then we can decide to revenge or flip the switch the following turn. And hit for 2, so at least we're kind of ahead in the race. I could also revenge this. Not sure, I'll see go. I think it's reasonable to keep up my instances, and then if he plays nothing, then I'll revenge it. Odric's Outrider is a reasonable flip the switch target, or I can revenge it instead, just for funds. Yeah, let's flip it, actually, it's kind of annoying enough. And I'm hoping I can get land for Stormrider Spirit, and we did, so that's great. Attack for 2, and we can keep up all of our instances here. I maybe wanted to revenge the Odric, but then counter it on the way back. But I mean, it's still the same thing. Just wasting more time. But I'm happier just flashing out Stormrider Spirit this turn, and just try to win the air game, the aerial game. We even have Nimblegas Intruder as a backup trick. Bat Whisper is kind of annoying. It's fine. I guess we can still attack with both and flash an Intruder next turn if he blocks. And then we can still trade off Intruder for the 4-2 if we're afraid of taking too much damage. And I'm fine blocking with the Nimble Gas Intruder. Since the 4 damage is a lot and I don't really want to bounce it with Revenge, I could use the Organ Hoarder to trade it off, but taking 4 here, especially since we're kind of aggressive, means it's not great, so I think I trade if he attacks. Revelry is kind of annoying. Yeah, even makes some life, so I definitely need to block here now. And trade. And next turn we can at least Organ Hoarder to block off the 1/1s and attack for 5. Another Morning Patrol, not good. Ooh, Soul Guide Griff can block very well. Maybe I should have traded first. Nah, this is fine. This is definitely fine. Maybe I should exile the I don't know, the Bat Whisper instead, because he could eventually bring it back and make a 1/1 flyer. If he's attacking with all, I guess I just block a token, since I don't want to give him a flyer. Search Party Captain, draw a card. Hobbling Zombie, that's okay. And Interloper, annoying, but still manageable, so we can Organ Hoarder, but we can't keep up Revenge. I still think we should be okay here. If I attack with all, what happens? I'm guaranteed to take 2. I guess I can block a 2/2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I will be taking a lot of damage, so maybe it's better to just stay back with these 2 and just hit for 2 in the meantime. Maybe I should have Organ Hoardered first, but I'm kind of scared. Covetous Castaway. Ooh, Brutal Cathar is nice. That's a real nice gift. I guess now we can Brutal Cathar. And then exile. Hobbling Zombie is annoying, but so is the Morning Patrol. Probably get rid of the Morning Patrol for now, and I can still take a hit from the 2/2. So I should have Organ Hoardered first. Fine trading here, I think. Since we're kind of in the race in this matchup. And then this becomes a first striker, so that's nice. Now I can afford to attack. If he has removal, I should be kind of hesitant, but I think I can afford to attack with these 2, and then still keep the 3/4 as a big blocker. We're now Castaway, and then hopefully he doesn't have a Mythic Massacre like my previous opponent. Organ Hoarder is great. Not sure about Flip the Switch. Top decking Flip the Switch wouldn't be the worst, but probably still take these 2 over Flip, since I have Revenge as backup interaction, and the opponent might go for an all-out attack, and I need to make the right blocks this turn. So yeah, he doesn't really have a choice, so let's move the blocks. Block here, and I think I blocked the token over the Morning Patrol. So he doesn't get to disturb out a flyer, and this way I can still have enough, yep, and good games. That was a really tense match. So yeah, luckily our opponents don't. The first 3 opponents didn't have any 2-drops to play on turn 2. I mean, I guess the second one did, but we still had a 2/3 blocker. That was quite nice. Yeah, I can easily see this deck getting run over by an aggressive red-black deck, since we're not necessarily great at blocking a whole lot. Alright, so we're on the draw. Alright, not the most exciting opening hand. Hopefully, it's kind of slow, so if the opponent plays some early creatures, we can die, but we can bounce, I guess, and counter. I still think I keep. At least we can fetch for white early on. Although, drew a plains, but yeah, I can easily see this hand not as a great opening hand. So hopefully not a better blue-white deck. Keeps it on top. So blue-white, alright, at least no 2-drops. This isn't the best hand to keep, obviously, since flip the switch, you really want to counterspell on the play. No 2-drop, alright, so this game can get kind of grindy and awkward. Secrets, at least the opponent plays an okay card. I could bounce the secrets of the artifact just to be annoying, but we probably want to save that for something else. Lunarch Veteran, not going to play it when I can keep a flip the switch. We'll say go. And then he's probably going to draw a card. We can counter whatever creature he plays out. And if not, we can still run out Lunar Veteran, keep a flip the switch. So I don't want to run out Organ Hoarder into this, so I think I just play out Lunarch Veteran and take it slow. If he flips the switch on this, I can always disturb it as a creature. But he's just keeping up mana for secrets, and I'm not going to counter that, even though he can draw some cards. Wow, Devious Cover-Up on a, I guess I'll flip it, just to be annoying. Although, if I don't counter it here... this is interesting. I actually will let him counter it because I want to keep up flip the switch, funny enough. I don't really care about him getting back a Consider, and him countering a 1-drop is actually pretty nice. So, that's fine. I don't really need my 1-1 on the battlefield. It doesn't do much anyways. But, yeah, the opponent's just passing his turn doing nothing, so... kind of interesting to know what he's trying to do. He could flash this back, but I'm not going to counter it. Still keeps up his mana, so... we'll just keep playing the draw-go game. Geldrifter I can counter. And then I can play Soulguide Gryph to exile it. Stowaway is quite good. I can bounce it still. Not sure if I want to bounce it though. I think we just want to develop the Soulguide Gryph, exile the Geldrifter immediately, and take it from there. Could exile the secrets, but I'm not really concerned. Since it's just really slow and takes a lot of mana. Opponent can start discarding stuff with the Suspicious Stowaway. We still have some spells to switch it back in the daytime, so I don't have to worry that much. Hopefully he doesn't have second Devious Cover-Up to loop around, but I do have a second Flip the Switch to maybe help counter it. Switches, okay, daytime, so he probably has a counter spell up. Move to combat. Attack for a 3. Do I run out Organ Hoarder here? I might as well run out Falcon Abomination first, because if he has Flip the Switch, at least I can pay for it. Is it another Devious Cover-Up? Flip the Switch is fine, but I can pay for it, so yeah, that's okay. And I think I can maybe get aggressive with this 2-2. No, never mind, moved into combat already. The 2-1 gets to attack here, but I don't think I'm going to let him counter it and switch it back into... just till I can get back in the daytime. I can do that next turn. So this is just a blue counter spell deck. I guess I can bounce my old Soulguide Gryph and counter the spell now. But first things first, let's play land. Move to combat, and I think I'm fine sending the tokens now. He could have a stupid ambusher here, his own Nebelgast Intruder, but I guess I have my own Nebelgast Intruder to counter it. So let's see here. If I play Organ Hoarder, I don't really want to use a Nebelgast Intruder unless it's a trick. So I might be inclined to use the Geist Wave now to bounce the Soulguide Gryph and try to recast it. And I still get to draw a card and I get to exile his secrets if he doesn't want to cast it this turn. And we still draw a card, which is nice, and I can recast the Soulguide Gryph. It could get countered. Surprised he just lets it resolve, funny enough. Okay. I guess he can flash it back anyway, so might as well make him use it, and I get to switch it back to daytime. So opponent's not really pressuring me that much. He's just playing this weird long control game, which is kind of oddly suspicious because he could have his own whatchamacallit, his own board wipe. So now the 3/4 is a good blocker. He doesn't even attack with a suspicious stowaway, funny enough. So I guess we can leave with Organ Hoarder and see what's up here. I need to find an answer to the Soul Guide Gryph. Flip the Switch isn't bad, although Blessed Defiance is probably better here, since I can use this on the Soul Guide Gryph. So I think I take the Blessed Defiance. And I'm not sure if I want to attack with the Falcon, but I'm fine attacking the Soul Guide Gryph here. This way, he's kind of forced to block, and I can use Blessed Defiance to punish him. And there's no 2-mana counterspell I need to be wary of, so this is fine. And if he has another trick, I can use Nebelgast Intruder. Alright, so this is good, and I'm fine using the Shipwreck Sifter to discard land. End of turn. Surprised the opponent didn't attack me last turn. I guess he just really wants to keep his cards. Alright, Silversmith is nice. That can pump my team. Yeah, opponent's not doing much. Another Soul Guide Gryph, kind of annoying. But now I can pump my Organ Hoarder and Soul Guide Gryph in attack, and I can even pay for Flip the Switch if he has it. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, I should be able to pay for it. We should be in good shape, and the opponent just attacks for 2. I'll take it. And then now, by using the Gavony Silversmith, he's incentivized to trade for the Organ Hoarder. Alright, just the component collector here. So yeah, if he's tapped out, I might as well row this. And then attack. And then the funny thing is, if he blocks my Organ Hoarder, I might use a Nebelgast Intruder, but not. This is quite nice, so don't think I need to play out land, since he can counter it anyways with Flip the Switch if I decide to Nebelgast Intruder, but yeah. Opponent's not playing a great deck. Locked, DVS is whatever. Sunset Revelry is kind of annoying, but he doesn't get to draw a card at least. So he's just using this as a buy time, which is okay. Consider, so that's okay. So keeps it on top. Could be something annoying, so I might need to be careful. And the opponent haven't attacked me in a while. I'm fine with the bounce spell here. I can still attack with Organ Hoarder and blow him out next turn with Nebelgast Intruder. So I'll play land. Do I play the Soul Guide Gryph first? I think I attack with Organ Hoarder first, and then we flash a Nebelgast Intruder. And then the question is, do I play around Counterspell? I don't think I do. Ooh, blocks with a Suspicious Stowaway. I mean, I will take that. If he blocks like this, I guess I want his 1/1 tokens to die over to 1/4. So I think we let this happen, and then we use Intruder. And then he's holding priority of the Clue token. I'm hoping he just sacks it here. So we can give neg 2 Nego here and then take out the 1/1 tokens, which I'm fine with. And then might as well play out Soul Guide Gryph, even though he could have to flip the switch here, but it's probably just a token anyway, so I'm gonna play it out here and risk it. Counterspell would be annoying, but now we get to mess with his graveyard even more. What matters here? Instances of sorceries, maybe? I guess Devious Cover-Up can go, since he could loop it back. So this way I can preventing him from decking, so this is fine. And then I can just keep sending the Organ Hoarder. Opponent can double block. I guess he can tap something down. Decides to tap my Flyer instead. Interesting. Stormrider Spirit is nice. I'm still going to send in the Organ Hoarder. If he double blocks it with the 1/4, I think I'm supposed to kill the 2/1. If not, taking 4 is nice. Having the opponent take 4 is nice here. And then I still have mana to pay for Flip the Switch, so it's fine. I can sandbag 2 cards in hand. Faithful Mending, kind of annoying. He probably has a second Devious Cover-Up for other shenanigans, but he doesn't have a good board. Opponent can attack and draw. but we're still at a high life total. We might not win the value game, but I could also flash this in before he drew the card, but he still has Faithful Mending that he can flash at instant speed to find second Devious cover-up. Delver's just kind of whatever. I'm fine if he wants to play Delver, and we'll flash in a big flyer end of turn. It's going to become daytime, so he can tap down one of my flyers too. So, and I think I have enough for lethal, but he also has the stupid Faithful Mending. Ooh, Blessed Defiance. I guess Blessed Defiance could secure the game, so I think we just attack with all and, yeah, go from there. He gets a good block on the 3-3. I might want to take out the... Oh, okay, never mind. So now I might be incentivized to maybe kill the Soul Guy Griff if he does anything here. I guess I can use Blessed Defiance to get into extra last point of damage, since this is 3 mana, so we might be able to kill him here if the opponent makes the wrong decision, so luckily Blessed Defiance. So let's see here, he's definitely going to block the flyer here, we're guaranteed to hit in for 2, I guess he can block all my ground creatures now. And I probably want to kill the Search Party Captain. So let's see here. Opponent not blocking with Delver. So is he going to risk falling to 1? If he is, I kill him with Blessed Defiance here. So let's say he has a bounce spell still left. If he has a bounce spell, then I want to target the Gavney's Trapper, Silversmith, because by doing so, I get to get it back and recast it to pump my flyers next turn. Let's say I pump the Stormrider Spirit. This is the more safer approach. I can kill the Soul Guy Griff. I probably want to use Blessed Defiance and just kill him here. Let's get in with the Silversmith here. I guess I should have maybe targeted Nebelgast Beguiler. Yeah, he has a stupid bounce spell here. But I can just recast it. Okay. Not the best results, so I should have maybe done something different. But I guess he would have bounced my flyer anyways, but by doing this I still get to load up counters again, so it wasn't that bad. I guess what I could have done is if I targeted my Nebelgast Beguiler, I could flash it back in at instant speed and save my flyer. So it's a close call. You can move it at nighttime to tap my 4/5 down, which is kind of annoying. So, yep, that's kind of annoying here. Shipwreck Sifters, I have nothing to discard. I could send in my Organ Hoarder, I guess. But then he has a good double block. Yeah, I don't have any good attacks because he can flash it in, so we'll just say go. And then hope the opponent doesn't kill me. But he is getting through with this Seafaring Werewolf, which is kind of scary. If this transforms, that's okay. So yeah, chipping in for 2 every turn is not great. And he can switch to daytime next turn to tap my stuff down. So it's not easy, this Component Collector actually doing some work. Beloved Beggar's fine. So just gonna switch it to daytime to tap my guy down. Which is okay. Ooh, Brutal Cathar. Okay, let's go for it. And then it's still going to remain daytime, so yeah, let's get this Soul Guy Griff out of the way and smash for 3. And hope he doesn't have another trick up his sleeve. Opponent could have another bounce spell. Yeah, I guess he could have another bounce spell here, so if I attack and he bounces my Brutal Cathar, that can be kind of bad, but I still think we need to attack. Otherwise, I don't think we can win the game. Oh, yep, and he had another Fading Hope, so rip. That's kind of annoying. But at least I can still exile the Soul Guy Griff again. And we're not in that bad of a shape here. It's going to be nighttime though, so he can tap my guy down. I could also exile the Suspicious Stowaway, but I think we still exile the Flyer. Because it's the biggest issue, or the Suspicious. Suspicious Stowaway can attack. I don't really care about that much. Like, he can loot with it and draw cards, but the bigger issue is the big flyer, so we'll say go. Hold on to Shipwreck Sifters to maybe discard a land. Oh, wow. A Sun Gold Barrage. Wow, the opponent is going off here. Alright, we might lose this. Yeah, we might lose this. There's a way we can still interact with this, though. But it's going to keep hitting us for 3 every turn. And we can't win the ground game, I don't think. Alright, we'll play Shipwreck Sifters. I could switch in nighttime for Brutal Cathar to eventually exile this once I get to daytime, but I think we have to still try to dig for some more answers here. Alright, this can go, and then we'll play Candlegrove Witch. And then we do have Coven, so we can keep chipping in for 2. Not the fastest clock. Hopefully he doesn't surveil a big flyer. Discards land, so opponent's looking to maybe kill me quickly, since he's going to deck before me. So opponent needs to be kind of careful here, I think. The crappy thing is, I wish I could sandbag maybe 2 spells for the Brutal Cathar, but now he gets to make pump his Insectile Aberration, so this could be a problem. Yeah, this could be a problem here. Ugh, yuck. Nimbleghast Intruder could be fine. I can use this to ambush, maybe, to buy some time and attack back. I could also attack with Organ Hoarder, but then he can block with a 0/4. We'll say go. And then we could just take the hits. I mean, I guess if he attacks next turn, we can flash this in and then hit him for 4 on the way back, or keep this back as a blocker. Opponent might just go all in here next turn, so we'll see. If he goes all in, then I probably want to flash this in. A second Delver, sure. So the question is, can he kill me quickly? I can prevent him from drawing a card. If I take 4 here, I could switch it to daytime next turn if I draw another spell, so I might not want to actually use my spell here. Yeah, he doesn't want to switch into daytime, otherwise he can exile, so yeah, I think this is okay. Take 4. And then we might have to lose some value by holding on to this, but it's fine. We can double spell and deal with the flyer. And Silverbolt is a nice gift, so we'll play this. Silverbolt's Aberration. So, yeah, I guess we want to exile the Delver. He can still hit me for 3. I mean, if this transforms, that's a problem. So I'm kind of risking it here. I guess I could still say go, but it doesn't look great, so I think I flash into Beguiler here, main phase. And then, what do I target? I guess I want to target the Delver. Since this is going to become daytime, it's going to become a 1/1, so let's do this. Move to combat. Attack for 2. And then he can't really he can't really activate the Faithful Mending, because by doing so, he just, yeah, if he's going to keep an instant on top daytime, we can exile the Delver with the Moonrage Brute. So, yeah, I think we can just win the game from there. Alright, so yeah. And he really can't get anything, so yeah, really good close game. Opponent has a really cool deck, but some of the cards I wouldn't recommend playing. He did get away with the Component Collector. It's not often I see that happening. But yeah, the Delver is not a card you necessarily want in blue-white. And I could have easily switched to daytime, exile his Delver of Secrets on his turn, and then even with the unblockable Suspicious Stowaway, it becomes daytime, and he can only put a 1/1 counter onto it. So yeah, really close game. Opponent was almost able to answer all my flyers. Funny enough. So yeah, close game 4-0. Let's keep this up. So yeah, the games are a lot more fun if you don't force, or if you don't end up in a nutty blue-black deck. And you can play blue-white Disturb, and still a really fun deck to play. So yeah, game is cool. Yeah, it's really cool. Format can be grindy and interesting. Shipwreck Sifter, not amazing unless I can discard Spirit, but I still think we keep. I'm not even sure if I want to run it out on turn 2, since I might want to hold on to this for another disturbed creature. I could discard a land, I guess, which isn't the worst. But the 1/2 doesn't do anything, so I might actually hold on to it. We'll say go. Red-black could have Neonate's Rush, which is kind of annoying. Alright, I could just discard Shipwreck Sifter to Shipwreck Sifter, but I actually don't mind like ambushing this 2/1 next turn and hope he doesn't have a Neonate's Rush. So we'll go for it. So Neonate's Rush would kind of suck, but we can get some value here, assuming he doesn't have it. So I'm getting a nice 2-for-1, which is what the blue decks like to do. An Arrogant Outlaw, kind of annoying. But I don't mind Silversmith here. I could also Shipwreck Sifter, discard Shipwreck Sifter, but I don't mind a Silversmith being a good blocker here. And then I don't want to lose my I definitely don't want to trade my Flyer, so I'll attack for 3. And hope he doesn't have a removal spell for my 3/4. But yeah, this is a really nice 4-drop. It's kind of funny how people don't consider this a top common. So now I can discard Shipwreck Sifters to Shipwreck Sifter, flip the switch, which I don't mind. And I guess I can attack with the Silversmith as well, since I don't mind trading here. So we'll be aggressive. And we can still Blessed Defiance to gain life and maybe make a 1/1 Flyer eventually, so we'll say go. And I definitely will trade for the 3/2 if he attacks, and then we'll counter whatever he plays. Like a Blood Type Collector, why not? A second Blessed Defiance. So I guess I can even Blessed Defiance on the zombie token and make a 1/1 funny enough. So if I do that 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I guess I can put him down to 1. Yeah, this is kind of cool. It's any creature, right? Yep. So we can kind of go off here, gain 1,000,000 life, and then make a 1/1 Spirit, and then assuming he doesn't have Mythic Massacre, we should be fine. I guess we make 2 1/1 Spirits, so even better. And we're at 21 life, so good luck, red-black. And we got him, sweet. Yeah, we can discard Shipwreck Sifters into Shipwreck Sifters, or hopefully we can pick up another disturb creature to discard, but we'll keep. Ooh, Castaway. I guess that's a better discard target. Although I won't have another target to discard, but I think it's reasonable to just get this out there, and that way it can still block the Obsessive Astronomer next turn. So we'll do it now. Discard this Castaway. I hate playing against daytime and nighttime, especially since I have these instances in my hand, but I still might have to keep up my counter spells. I'm fine if he wants to draw on discard. It's not like he's gaining any card advantage. So we'll say go, and then he gets to loot, which I don't mind. And then we can even block the Pestilent Wolf next turn if he wants to activate. We can Nimble Gas Intruder to kind of waste his turn. Ooh, okay. Opponent's going 3 colors. Sure. Yeah, it's not like he gains card advantage from doing this. It just allows him to maybe discard and get some value. And I'm hoping this Pestilent Wolf attacks. Arlen we can counter. I'm not gonna mess with that. Yeah, that's definitely not a card I want to waste my turns with, so we'll say go, and then we can play land. I don't really want to discard anything. Could attack. If he double blocks, I can maybe kill something. Is that okay? Yeah, I guess I can. I can maybe get rid of this Obsessive Astronomer, and then if he tries to attack back, I can still kill it. Yeah, we'll say go. This Death Touch can be kind of annoying, but I think the Obsessive Astronomer is probably the bigger problem, so we'll flash in the Intruder and hope this resolves. He probably has an instant here anyways at this stage in the game. Use on the Astronomer, block the Astronomer. He could have a Pump Trick, but we might as well try to figure out while we can, and we did get a nice 2-for-1, so sweet. And just passes the turn. Alright, so we could attack here and see what's up. Not sure if I should have sent a zombie token, but I think I'm fine playing Soul Guide Gryph here, because by doing so I can exile this annoying Lunarch Veteran, which can hold off my 2-1, and since this isn't blue, it can safely resolve even if he has a removal spell, and then Lunarch Veteran can go. There's not much I want to get back from the graveyard with the Castaway. Opponent's not doing much here. I don't really care about this Pestilent Wolf. He can hold the ground, but that's about it. Wilds isn't bad. Sack it. I could bounce this and then attack. I don't think there's any sweepers in red-green in this format. Probably not. So I think I'm fine playing the Castaway, even though there's not much in the graveyard I want to really get back. It just provides so much board advantage that I might as well do so. And then I'm fine if I end up drawing my counter spell anyway, so since I might be looking to play the Candle Grove Witch and keep up my mana, so yeah, let's get back, flip the switch. I should be okay with this. Opponent has white mana. Maybe see a fight spell here. Alright, Angel Fire Ignition. Alright, I'll take that. Yeah, if the opponent has Angel Fire, I'll take that. And then he might diversify next turn. I'm fine taking 5, he will gain 5, but I should still be in a decent shape, and then if he tries to flashback it back again, I can punish him with Revenge. I could also borrow time now, although if I do so now, I don't get to keep up Revenge to punish him. So I think we can attack with our Flyers and then run out the Candle Grove Witch, and then keep the Shipwreck Sifters to discard a land later. So next turn, if he targets the Pestilent Wolf with the Angel Fire, we can bounce it, and then he might just concede. Great card, but yeah, this format is just too much tempo, too much interaction. So I'm hoping he flashes it back onto the Pestilent Wolf, and then now trigger on the stack, we can blow him out. Good games. Yeah. There's not much you can do in green. You have a fight spell, but that's about it. But yeah. And number 9 Mythic, so cheating our way up to top 10 again. Just doing these dumb quick drafts. We're too cowardly to jump into Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. So, MID Coward Draft. That should be the name of the video. But this will be the final time, okay? This will be the final time for now until we draft another quick draft, since this is still going to go on during Neon Dynasty for a while, and then there won't be any other flashback sets to explore. But yeah, one more game, final boss. And this isn't even really this deck really isn't the best blue-white deck I've drafted. I've definitely seen and drafted much more absurd things. But luckily our opponents don't realize that blue's busted, and we can take advantage of that. So what do we have here? Opening hand. Alright, Silver Bolts, Shipwreck Sifters can maybe discard land. Nothing, no Spirits to discard, so it's kind of interesting here. I still think we keep it, but I might not run this out because there's a chance we can top deck something like a Covetous Castaway like our last game, and we might want to get rid of that. I might even get rid of a 5-drop maybe if it's a Spirit. We'll see. It's kind of underwhelming if I just need to cast this. But Brutal Cathar can maybe come down for 3 to get rid of something for a turn. We'll see. I could just run this out to discard a land, which isn't the worst. If I do so, then I don't really have anything lined up next turn if I don't get a land, so I could also discard Blessed Defiance. But, meh, I don't really think a 1-2 accomplishes much. We'll say go. Like, I could have this trade-off, maybe, like... it's not going to trade off for much anyways. I could, like, chump with this and bring it back with Bereaved Survivor eventually, but seems kind of underwhelming. I'll just pass the turn, let the opponent fetch their color, and then see what they play next turn. So blue, the best color. Blue-black, blue-white to blue-black. Alright, at least there's no counterspell. I think, given that we have a counterspell in hand, I think we just run this out immediately so we can at least pressure the opponent before they can keep up their own counterspell. And then they're obliged to either kill this or play another removal spell, or just Fading Hope. Okay, so he's looking to counter it maybe next turn. Interesting. I mean, I might as well run this out and give him the bait to counter, because either way, if I'm just going to pass the turn and do nothing, it's going to be quite suspicious. The question is, who do you think is going to win the long game? I think the blue-black player wins the long game, because they can just amass a bunch of zombies, so I think it might be important to just get on the board with Bereaved Survivor. Opponent plays Bait Hook Angler, okay. Guess I'll play my own and be shields down on Shipwreck Sifters. I could also play Shipwreck Sifters and discard the land, but I think I actively want the land out right now. Yeah, I could Brutal Catharsis, it's not the worst. And then we can attack. Nah, let's play out Shipwreck, the Bereaved Survivor. There's probably better targets in the long run. And then we can still keep a Blessed Defiance to, I don't know, make a 1-1 if this dies. I don't know if that even matters. I guess it can, because it can trade for a 2-1, but actually, the funny thing is I don't even want this to go in the graveyard, because a 1-2 is kind of annoying. But if he wants to attack, I'll swing back. Alright, he's going for it. So we can just keep beating each other up, maybe. Alright, Organ Hoarder, annoying, and if I get rid of it, that's even more annoying, so... Yeah, I'm not liking this board state. I might just trade Bereaved Survivor for this, honestly. And then make a 1-1 token. I guess I could still Shipwreck Sifters and then discard land, nah. I don't know. Probably just going to play land and pass, and then we can use Blessed Defiance to make a 1/1 and trade here. Doesn't seem great. I could also Brutal Cathar, but if he kills my Brutal Cathar, he gets it back. So that's even worse. So we're kind of in a bad board state regardless. We'll just say go. Keep up Counterspell at least if something goes haywire. And then trade for the Organ Hoarder, which is not what you want to do. A Static Awakener I can't deal with. And the fact that he can keep up his mana is kind of annoying. So I'll probably block here, and then if he sacrifices... Yeah, I'll probably block here, and then I guess I'll use the Blessed Defiance to make a 1/1. And then if he tries anything here, I can flip the switch or use the Silver Bolts to interact with the Static Awakener. Yeah, I'm fine with this. It's not great. Does he have anything? I guess I can always Brutal Cathar the Static Awakener. And now at least I make a 1/1 flyer that can hit him for 1 per turn, which is also just not an exciting thing to do. So is he going to sack it? If he does, then I can Silver Bolt it. Or I can use Brutal Cathar on it to maybe develop the board a bit and then keep up Counterspell. Alright, we'll say go. So I guess I have 6 mana now, I can keep up Counterspell. So yeah, I'll play Brutal Cathar, target the Static Awakener. And if he sacrifices and draws a card, that's fine. If he flips the switch, then I'll flip the switch. So, gotta be smart here. So the land was actually not bad. And then, yeah, just get rid of the Static Awakener while I can, because it's just the biggest problem here. And then I'm fine attacking for 1, since I don't really want to actively trade off for this Baithook Angler, and I'd rather just race. I mean, his deck looks scary, so I'm hoping he doesn't have a lot of removal. Hobbling Zombie's fine. He's probably going to stay back with his Angler. I might sandbag this just so I can, if I somehow accidentally top deck Covet's Castaway, I need something. I could also attack here and use Nibblegas Intruder, but I'm probably going to save that for the Hobbling Zombie here, so we'll attack for 1. And then we don't have to do anything here. Just pass a turn, make it nighttime, and then I guess Brutal Cathar and then start attacking. And if I end up double spelling, I can start getting rid of stuff more, so yeah, we'll let the Consider Resolve, don't care about that. Discards land, so Eaten Alive would kind of suck, especially since he can sack this, but he still takes 3 damage from the ward. So, we'll see. Organ Hoarder is fine, sure. I can still attack for 3 next turn, and if he does some sort of annoying block, I can Intruder to blow him out. Puts these 2 in the graveyard, so probably a removal spell, since it's very unlikely you would discard these 2. Jadar, okay. I guess I need to kill Jadar. I need to do it before end step, right? So let's do it now. Jadar's a problem. I cannot allow that to keep crapping out zombie tokens. So yeah. And then now I can attack. Next turn, if he double blocks, I can, guess I can take out the Hobbling Zombie, not sure. Ooh, alright. I guess Hobbling Zombie can go. Or the Baithook Angler. It really depends. I guess the Baithook Angler is the most annoying. Ooh, Candlegrove Witch isn't bad. I guess I'll play out Candlegrove Witch, attack. Keep up the Intruder, maybe. Could also attack with a zombie token. If I attack with both and he double blocks, I don't get to blow him out, so we'll say go here. And then if he kills this, at least he doesn't get these enter the battlefield abilities. The Organ Hoarder I can block and use Geist to mess with, so. So kind of interesting to note that he bought him these two. I guess he took Jadar instead of the removal spell, I guess, with the Organ Hoarder. His deck does look a lot better than mine. He might just attack here too, and he does, so what do I want to get rid of? I guess the Hobbling Zombie. So I could flash in the Intruder now before blocks. Yeah, I could try that. And then I guess I can take 3 from the Organ Hoarder. Or I could just take the hit from the Organ Hoarder since he gets back a zombie. And then I might as well put Candle Grove Witch because it doesn't have flying. Yeah, I might as well block with a Witch here. And then take 2, and then this first striker can still get past. And I don't have Coven, but eventually I can maybe get Coven to do something here. Hopefully no Meat Hook Massacre, otherwise I'm just going to hit the concede button. There was one game where I had to play against Meat Hook Massacre, and I won somehow, but it was a green-black deck, but I'm not going to face against a blue-black deck with Meat Hook. Okay, he probably has a removal spell here. But we can at least start hitting for 3. I think killing the Organ Hoarder was correct, because even though this is a Death Toucher, this can gain flying, this can gain first strike to attack past it, and I don't really want to give him an extra token. By killing this, by killing this, you know, it allows us to prevent more damage from happening. He can of course buy from a yard and recast it, but it's not like a removal spell or anything, so I don't know what's going on here. Opponent is might be frustrated at me. 5-man Eaten Alive, sure, so he gets everything back, so that's kind of annoying. So now we're kind of in a racing situation here. I do have a Borrowed Time for the Ecstatic Awakener. Geist Wave isn't the worst. I can always bounce a creature and draw. I don't know if that accomplishes much, but I guess I can attack for 3. And then I could bounce and then, yeah, I could block the Static Awakener and then bounce my own Candle Grove Witch, or bounce as a Static Awakener. Maybe I need to bounce the Static Awakener if he tries to sack. Or bounce my own Candle Grove Witch to maybe draw for more answers. Or bounce my own Nembleghast Intruder, I guess. Maybe that's more correct. And then I guess if I bounce with Nembleghast Intruder, I can deal with it again. So let's see here. Yeah, I guess I can block the Hobbling Zombie and take it from there. So yeah, let's think. Yeah, let's move the blocks, block the Hobbling Zombie, and see what's up. He can sacrifice the Bait Hook Angler. I can bounce my Nembleghast Intruder, flash it back in, and take out the Death Toucher. And then we should do this before he draws the card, so I'm going to hold full control in case something bad accidentally happens. So yeah, we'll bounce our Nembleghast Intruder, take 4. And hope it resolves. I guess I can still... Yeah, I'm hoping he doesn't have a second Flip the Switch. And then hopefully it resolves. Flip the Switch would kind of suck here. Not gonna lie, the opponent has been sandbagging cards, but at least we can knock out this Hobbling Zombie. Opponent can play his Bait Hook Angler, I guess. But we get to kill this, and then I guess we could even main phase Storm Rider Spirit to attack with the Candle Grove Witch next turn, since we would have Coven. So, yeah, that's kind of annoying. But maybe we can outrace this 4-4 if we're lucky. This Hookon Druid, like, this card is just such a great common. I guess we can Shipwreck Sifters first, or maybe just play Storm Rider Spirits for the hell of it. Maybe we should have tapped better. And then by doing this, we can still attack with the 2-2. Although I could ambush this if he decides to attack, but I highly doubt he's going to attack with the 1-2, since he's kind of behind if he gets owned by these Flyers, so... Could attack and trade. It's not the end of the world. Probably not still, though. I just want to enable Covenant, hit for 2, and then next turn maybe we can chump the 4/4. Or discard a disturbed creature, but although, if I find a Covenant's Castaway, if I discard it, I do need the second blue to cast the other half. So I might just have to run it out to chump block the 4/4 if things go bad. And then now with this, we can see Larder Zombie in action, being able to improve his draw steps over and over. So I think this guy has been watching my videos. Fading Hope is fine. I guess this poem might not have enough removal that he's running Fading Hope, maybe. I'm not sure. Discards Flip the Switch? Okay. I guess he thinks it's a little bit too late for it now. Ron Reunion, okay, so making more bodies, so he's planning to maybe go wide and kill me. So I don't want to discard any disturbed creatures anymore, since he have access to this effect. I'm fine blocking a 2/2. I'm definitely going to attack with these two next turn, take 4. And then I might just have to chump block this Awoken Demon. I could also double block it and trade, but that doesn't seem great. I could triple block it next turn, I guess. Opponent's almost out of cards, though, so I don't need to be too scared. I'm hoping he just main phases it. Okay, Diregraph Horde is scary. Alright. This is so gross. The last final card in his hand has to be Diregraph Horde. I need to find a way out of this. So I'm hoping I can draw into something good here. At least these aren't disturbed cards. A second Blessed Defiance wouldn't be the worst. Because then I might be able to trade something and gain some life and take it from there. Gavney Silversmith is also pretty good here. That's really nice. But first things first, let's lead by playing the Shipwreck Sifters, discarding land first. And then what we can do now is we can... I guess we can discard this Plains. Ooh, Colorless Castaway. Probably don't want to discard that, since he has the exile removal. So I probably want to play the Silversmith here. And then I guess pump these two Fliers. And then the question is, do I attack with these 3? If he does an all-out attack next turn, I can still survive. So let's see. I guess he has a Rotten Reunion, so I need to be careful. So let's see. I have 3 blockers. I can block here, block here, block here. That's only 8 damage. Let's see. So block, block, block. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Like 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'll fall down to 1. So I think I might need to keep the Witch back. Or the Intruder at least. The Intruder, I guess, can at least hold off the 1/2 for the time. And then he's still on a 2-turn clock. Next turn, if I attack with both of these, it still puts him to 6. So I think I just attack like this. And then I should have an extra blocker for the 1/2. And then hope he doesn't find anything here. I mean, I guess I'll still be alive if he finds a removal spell. So we'll see. So yeah, opponent kind of has to go all in with this trick here. So let's see what he has. Block, block, block. I can prevent and block. I guess I can prevent a lot of damage from happening, and still make me remain at 1 life. Discards land, so he gets 1 more. I guess he can do it on his upkeep too, but I think he needs all the zombies that he can have to kill me. So I'm hoping he doesn't keep anything on top. He might scare me and keep something on top, but I'm still gonna have to make the blocks. So it's kind of he either finds something or he doesn't here. If he has a single removal spell, I think I'll still be able to survive. Okay, discards land, so that's a good sign. And then this is a 2-turn clock here, so I can still block the 1/2. I can still jump the 3/4, block a 2/2 zombie token with Silversmith. So I'm still in the fine spot here. Let's say, I guess if he removes this, okay, he needs to do an all-out attack. And I have some good blocks, so I guess I can fall to 8 here. I mean, I can fall to 2. Attacks with Diagraph Horde. Okay, interesting. If he's only attacking with these two, that's kind of interesting to note. If he's only attacking with these two, I could set up a triple block instead. Which I don't hate. And just take 3. Although I will be losing 2 bodies here. Or I can just chump and keep the 1-1 flyer. Like, maybe the 1-1 flyer is important. I mean, this is basically the turn where I win or lose, so I might as well block like this. And then I get to attack with all of these. He would need to like play a card draw spell into a removal spell. I guess if he kills my 4/4, I'm still gonna lose. So his only way of winning is killing my 4/4. But if I triple block, it's also just not a winning game plan. I could just take 7 actually, maybe. Taking 7 also isn't the worst. Can he kill me out of nowhere? There's no pump spells in black or blue. So it's funny, I might actually just take it here. Yeah, actually, let's just take it. This is a strange attack. And unless he has like Meathook Massacre, but I'm not going to win against Meathook Massacre anyways. So I think we just let the damage happen and hope this is just a bluff. Because these extra bodies being able to attack spells lethal. So like unless he could play like Organ Hoarder into a removal spell on my 4. Like if he kills my 4/4 and I attack with all, I think I have it. He can block the 3/2. And yeah, this is probably just game over, so we might as well attack with all here. And then, yeah, if he takes out my 4/4, I guess he could have a 3/3 flash flying. But I'm not winning on the way back anyways, because I don't have enough to prevent all these zombies from killing me, so I might as well just alpha. Yep, and we got him sweet. Alright, the opponent was just bluffing the whole time. He didn't have anything. Alright, number 8 Mythic. Cool, cool. Doing bot drafts. Not something to be proud about, since we basically exploited this set by doing a bunch of quick drafts, so not much competition. So this is not really anything to get too happy about. But we still managed to get 2 7-win drafts, which is nice. But yeah, this will be the final flashback draft for now, and we're going to move on to Neon Dynasty, do more challenging sets, instead of preying on people who don't know how to draft a imbalanced format where you just force 2 to 3 colors all the time. But yeah, blue-white's not bad. Number 8 Mythic, easy draft, and our blue-white deck also didn't have that much synergy going on. Just some solid cards. The Nebelgast Intruders definitely overperformed. Even the Shipwreck Sifters with not a ton of disturb were okay. Like, even being able to discard a land in the late game was fine, but not exciting unless you have a lot of Coven. But yeah, this card can definitely get out of hand with like Faithful Mending and multiple disturb creatures. By discarding those disturb creatures, they can just become like 3/4s or 4/5s in some games, and it's really not fun to play against. Especially if even if they get bounced, they can just come back and help you loot. So yeah, okay, blue-white deck. And we managed to get to 7 with it, so... Alright, yeah. Not too difficult claiming 2 7 wins. Maybe just crack some packs, and then end the video. So blue-black, blue-white, the 2 best decks in the format. At least we got to earn some awesome gems. Get to get some extra 20 gems here. Pack 1, pick 1. Yeah, I would take Falcon over Intruder. Intruder's cool and all, but come on, this makes a zombie token, and that's what matters in this format. But yeah, this would be my second pick here. Best in blue-white, which we did play. Falcon Abomination is best in blue-black, but I still like it a lot in any blue deck. Because again, it makes a zombie. This can sometimes get you a nice 2-for-1, but it's also just kind of situational. Whereas the immediate enter the battlefield effect from this is already powerful enough. Vampire Socialite's also good, same with Baithook Angler, but those 2 stand out the most. Just take a Lunarch Veteran here, the best white common. Great in every white deck. Collector is also fine, but I only really like it in black-red if you can. And even if you make the opponent discard a card, imagine them discarding like a minor Lunar Veteran that they can disturb back. It's not much, so it's kind of like high variance top end flyer. Fine creature, but I'd rather take Lunarch Veteran. And then what's the third pack here? Probably just take Diagraph War. Not in love with Beloved Beggar. It's fine if you sacrifice it or put it in a yard, but in this format, it's just kind of expensive. And then there's just cards like Horde, Reunion, Soul Guide Griff. The worst feeling is to get this exiled, honestly. But it's okay if you're ready in blue-white, black-white, and you need a fine extra playable to help in the early game. It can be okay, but I'd still take Diagraph Horde. And then, yeah, Falcon, Abomination, and Clear Shot are kind of close. Probably still take Falcon and lean towards blue. Clear Shot is kind of an important removal spell if you somehow get pigeonholed into blue-green and you're forced into drafting that two-color combination when the pod knows what's up. The Clear Shot definitely very powerful, definitely stronger than maybe Falcon, since blue-green doesn't have a lot of access to removal. Yeah, in this format, if you end up in green, I don't really like green-white and green-red aren't amazing. So you really just want to pair it in blue and end up in the flashback deck so you can take advantage of Eccentric Farmer and Shadow Beast Sighting, which are like the top green commons. But past Eccentric Farmer and Shadow Beast Sighting, the green commons, they're just not where you want to be. They're just not underpowered creatures, just like in red. But yeah, take Falcon here over Clear Shot. Pack one, pick one. All right, so that was our final Midnight Hunt draft for now, and our final flashback draft for now overall. And then I'll be more confident diving into Premier Draft Neon Dynasty now. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope some of you take notes for future Midnight Hunt drafts, and hope you guys find this educational. And thank you very much for watching, and have a wonderful day. See ya.